minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. 5, no.
Kings are one.
Kings are
5-0 tonight.
Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Let's bring this lady right in here. What's your name?
Debbie?
Debbie, all right. Are you a big Kings fan? Or what?
Yeah,
Or are you just
totally.
one of the new fans?
Well, big Kings fan, totally. Bob Gardner, yeah.
How do you think they're going to do tonight?
Awesome, they're gonna win, totally.
All right, let's step in. All right, how about yourself? What's your name? Where are you from?
My name's Ron Willock. I'm from Orange, California. Hey to everybody back in Orange. Kings are kicking butt. They offered me $300 for my ticket, and I said, no way!
Not taking any price for those tickets tonight. All right, who else we got here? Come on in.
Kings are the greatest. I've been a fan for years. They're going to take it all.
Now, wait a second. Where are you from?
I'm from Encino, the Valley.
Well, where are you from originally? Encino or?
From San Francisco.
And you're a big Kings fan for how long?
All my life.
Is that right?
All my life.
So you've been kind of waiting for this night, huh?
I have been. It's going to be fantastic. Everyone's going to go crazy.
All right, well, go crazy on in. Let's bring someone else in. Hi, your name?
Carl.
Where are you from, Carl?
Culver City.
How long you been a Kings fan?
Oh, all my life, ever since I've been in LA, and I can't wait till the night. 6-0 Kings prediction. Shutout.
All right,
Shut
there's a
up.
6-0 prediction. Let me get another pry in here.
Hi.
Hey, okay. All right, what's your name? Where are you from?
My name's Bob. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, and I live in Anaheim now.
Okay, he's got Pittsburgh Penguin colors on tonight, but we'll let that go here.
The hell with the Penguins. The Kings, baby.
How do you think?
We're number one.
All right, let's get somebody else in
Hey,
here.
how you doing?
Hey.
Mike Cohen, New York City. I'm a New York Ranger fan, but
Hey, I'm sorry about that, Mike.
hey, Espo screwed us up this year, but we'll go for the Kings anyway.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. So there it is. As you can see, it's just nuts out here. Now coming up, next segment, Bob Miller and Nick Nixon. Kings are number one out here, that's for sure. Let's take a look at our second playoff nutcracker of the night. Which King has played in a Stanley Cup final 6 times in his NHL career? We'll let you know who that is in just a moment. King has played in the Stanley Cup final 6 times during his NHL career. None other than John Tonelli, who tonight will appear in his 147th playoff game. And you can be sure that the concession stands here at the Great Western Forum tonight are going to do a landmark business as fans prepare for this climactic 7th game. Well, now it's time once again to be joined by the 2 amigos who join us, make us, of course, the 3 amigos of hockey, Bob Miller and El Guapo himself, Nick Nixon.
I like that. I like that.
Let's talk a little bit about Game 6 and what went on in Edmonton, because not a lot of people expected the Kings to be back here for Game 7. But let's start with this. Composure by the Kings, not to lose that composure at times when they could have, especially right at the beginning when they went down 1-0.
I think you're right. I would say if you looked at this scenario and said, what's the worst thing that could happen going into the opponent's building in Game 6, down in games, is to have the opponent score on their very first shot of the night. The place is going crazy, and you're already down 1-0, and it's only 33 seconds into the game. That's exactly what happened, but the Kings, as you say, Rich, didn't lose their composure. It was another great team effort.
And I think really that's been one of the surprising stories in the whole series as far as the Los Angeles Kings are concerned. Their composure, their patience, their discipline, because you're looking at a team that was in the bottom third defensively in the regular season, and they have picked up their defensive game so many notches here in postseason play, along with the Edmonton Oilers. But the Oilers have that playoff experience to fall back on, and this series has been so well played by either team that nothing really surprises me anymore.
Well, that defense, too, is being reflected, I believe, in the numbers of shots on goal. It was astounding to see Edmonton get only 5 shots on goal in the first period and only 4 shots on goal in the second period of play.
9 shots for 2 periods. They picked it up in the third. I thought that might have been a little misleading. I thought they were, Edmonton, skating pretty well in that period, getting into position for shots, but not always putting them on the net.
Yeah, I think situation there the other night in those first 2 periods, quality as opposed to quantity, because the Oilers did have some good scoring chances. Couple on the power play. Remember Jimmy Carson one-timing it, and Glenn Anderson, I think, tried to hit Simpson going right for the net. But the Kings, their play in front of Kelly Rudy and Glenn Healy in the series has been unbelievable. Very rarely, outside of an 3-on-2 or a 2-on rush against them, have the Kings been outnumbered in front of their net. And that's why the Oilers are finding it hard to get good scoring chances themselves.
Well, once again, you come now to tonight's game, the 7th game of this championship series in the Smythe division, or actually the semifinal series. You look at tonight's game, what do you think? I guess goaltending right off the bat has to be an important factor tonight.
Well, I think so. The Kings are right where they wanted to be. When they're down 3-1, they're hoping for this game tonight. It's got to happen tonight or they're out of the series. So they're right where they want to be. I think the Kings, to me, look to be very, very confident, not overconfident, but they seem to be very confident. They're back here where they want to be in front of their home fans on their home ice.
You know, since the start of Game 5 here in Los Angeles, you know, the Edmonton Oilers were expected to win the series, and the Kings were obviously the underdogs. And the longer this series has gone, the more confidence the Kings are getting, and I sense that the Edmonton Oilers are getting more and more frustrated. So to me, the Kings have been going uphill while the Oilers have been going downhill the longer this series has gone, especially from the time the Oilers won their third game.
Well, we will find out, of course, what happens. We will see if the Kings once again can play another series, and if the Three Amigos will ride once again here on Prime Ticket. We'll find that out tonight, and coming up in our next segment, we're going to be checking in with the coach of the Los Angeles Kings, Robbie Ftorek. It's time to check in with the coach of the Los Angeles Kings, who is, of course, Robbie Ftorek. Well, Robbie, this is what it's all about. It's a 7th game. It's very, very exciting and nerve-wracking. What is it like to take part in the 7th game of a playoff?
Well, I think Game 7, you know, there's no tomorrow, so you just go out and you give everything you have. You have to block shots, you have to take a punch, you have to give a punch, you have to crash the net, whatever it takes to get the job done, because if you don't get the job done, it's, well, it's not a pleasant thought, you know. You don't get to play again the next day, so you just have to do whatever it takes.
Well, what is a pleasant thought is the way the Kings have played in the last couple of games, really shown a lot of cohesiveness. Have they shown more togetherness, do you think, in these last couple of games than they had maybe at any time during the course of the regular season?
Well, I think that we came together a lot of times during the course of the season, but I think last game, Rich, I think that was the best game that we've probably put together for 60 minutes, and that's really a nice feeling going into this game because it gives the guys a lot of confidence, and hopefully we can do the same tonight as we did up in Edmonton.
Well, if they did it in that 6th game, I'm sure you do have the confidence that they can do it again tonight. But let's go into specifics now. How about giving us the key elements of what your team, the LA Kings, has to do in this 7th game tonight?
Well, I think it's got to be discipline, patience, and the willingness to pay a price to get the job done. And I think we've got 20 guys ready to suit up and go out and do just that.
All right, Robbie, thank you very much. Good luck this evening in this climactic 7th game. And for you fans, we're going to check in on the other playoff game tonight. So stay with us. The excitement continues from the Great Western Forum. Round of the playoffs since 1982. The Kings have been eliminated in the first round of the playoffs in 9 of the last 10 years. So certainly there is something that they are trying to break. But tonight there is also another factor. The Edmonton Oilers, for all of their great success that they have never had to play a 7th game of a playoff in an opposing home spot. So this is the first time they're going out on the road to play a 7th and climactic game. That also could be something that is a factor in this game tonight. Only 5 teams have ever come from 3-1 deficits to recapture the series of 4 games to 3, and the Kings are hoping to add their name to that very short list tonight. So it's the Los Angeles Kings, the Edmonton Oilers, the Smythe Division semifinals, the 7th game. Buckle down your seatbelts. It's all coming up next on Prime Ticket.
3.18. And for the Los Angeles Kings, Kelly Hrudey, whose average is just a little bit better than Fuhr's at 2.79, 3 wins and 2 losses for the Los Angeles Kings. Kelly Hrudey, veteran goaltender who was acquired February 22nd from the New York Islanders. He was a workhorse when he came over after the trade, and he's been a workhorse in the playoffs along with his counterpart, Grant Fuhr. Fuhr and Hrudey have been outstanding game after game in this, so far, 6-game series. Will they be just as effective in Game 7? First period from the Great Western Forum. Here's Bob.
Thank you very much, Nick. The Kings start Gretzky at center with Jay Miller on the left side, and over on the right side, Marty McSorley with Waters and Laidlaw back. Oilers at their own blue line. The puck comes up the center, taken away by Waters. He flips it back into the Oilers zone. Jay Miller with a check there. The puck comes to McSorley at the King line, or at the Oiler line, excuse me. He gets knocked down, and the puck comes all the way back in the King zone. Behind the King net, Kelly Hrudey puts it up on the glass. It comes down. Glenn Anderson, the Oilers knocked it down along the right wing boards. Now a check thrown on Anderson. Puck is taken by the Oilers in the corner. Here's Messier, right wing side. He's checked there. Laidlaw and Messier. Now the puck to Glenn Anderson. Anderson for the Oilers. Sent it toward the net. Kelly Hrudey stops it there. Puck taken by Waters for the Kings. Up ahead now to Miller. Now to center. Here's Gretzky with McSorley. Gretzky, left side. Gretzky shoots and He scores! It went off Grant Fuhr. Gretzky got a shot on the 2-on-1 with McSorley. Fuhr looked like he made the save, and it got by him from the left side. The shot, the save by Fuhr, and it rolled just by him and across the goal line. Kings lead 1-0. So the Kings scored tonight on their first shot on goal. The Oilers scored on their first shot in the last game, and that was their only goal of the night. Now the puck is at the right point of the Kings zone and now sent off the boards but taken away. Kings ahead 1-0. Here's Robitaille to center to Taylor. Taylor kicks it ahead into the Oilers zone. Chased in by Lowe in the corner. Lowe eludes a check from Taylor. Oilers start to come out with it. Up to center ice they come, and they got a 3, or actually a 4-on-2 working. Left side taking it. Taking it, drops it back now, and a shot knocked down in front, blocked by Kennedy. Shot by McClellan is wide. He took the first shot, and Kennedy blocked it. Out the center. Kings chase it down. Robitaille. Robitaille across the Oiler line. Robitaille right at the blue line. His pass taken away. Yari Curry for the Oilers. Up the center with McTavish. Here is McTavish across the line. Checked by Dale DeGray. Kings with it. Here's Duchesne's pass to center. Broken up, but Robitaille has it for the Kings. To DeGray. To center to Nichols. Nichols to Duchesne. Duchesne to the red line. Duchesne to Robitaille. Right side. Oilers zone. Shot from there is deflected wide as Gretzky got the shot, but it was deflected into the corner. Now the puck taken by Jimmy Carson to the Oilers. Kings up 1-0 first period. Up the center, Ron Duguay checking Norm Lacombe. Duguay all over him. Here's Jimmy Carson for the Oilers. Offside Edmonton at the King line. 1-0 Kings, and we'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles.
Third playoff goal. Point of view camera behind Grant Fuhr. You see it just rolls over the line and then stops about 3 inches in the net. One other game tonight. They are in overtime. Vancouver and Calgary are tied at 3 in their 7th game. The winner of that series plays the winner of this series.
Face-off outside the King blue line. Wayne Gretzky out again. He's been out a lot at the start of this game. He's out now with Duguay on the right side and Tonelli on the left. And the puck taken by the Kings. Laidlaw now to Weimer. Weimer to center to John Tonelli. Tonelli lost it to the red line. It's taken away by the Oilers. Driven down into the Kings zone by Norm Lacombe. Picked up by Laidlaw. Laidlaw slides it to Jim Weimer. Here's Weimer up the center. Here's Weimer ahead to Duguay. Duguay knocked down at center ice. He gets it over to Casper. Left side. He shoots. And a save by Fuhr. And he looked behind him again. But this time the puck didn't get by him.
Fuhr looking a little shaky in the first couple of shots. And let's see if the Kings react to those couple of save attempts by Grant Fuhr. Good effort at center ice by Duguay. Upended, but he still got the pass ahead to Casper. Casper takes a look and unloads from the left circle. Fuhr makes the save, but again looks behind him. Point of view angle on our simulcast right behind the goaltender. You see the puck again between the pads of Fuhr. That's where Gretzky went with his goal 52 seconds in. So let's see now if the Kings just keep peppering away at Grant Fuhr. An 8-6 record, 3.28 average in his playoff career against the Kings. Lost just 2 games in the playoffs last season. Has already lost 3 times in this series.
John Tonelli will take the face-off for the Kings. Gretzky and McSorley are up front with him. Face-off in the Oilers zone, and Jeff Bukaboom, playing for the first time in this series, sends it around the boards. Into the corner goes Tonelli. He's checked hard by Bukaboom. The Oilers dig it out. Here's Messier. Up ahead to Huddy. Huddy gets it on the right side to Brown. Now to Huddy into the Kings zone. Huddy down the right side. Gets a shot steered away. Huddy with it again. Goes around the left side in the Kings zone. Huddy to the blue line. Taken away. Kings with it. Up the center. 3-on-2. Here's Gretzky into the Oilers zone. Gretzky, his pass in deep. He tried to hit Laidlaw, but it's covered up by the Oilers, and they hang on to the face-off. The pass by Gretzky was blocked on the way to Laidlaw.
Turnover by the Oilers inside the King line, and the Kings looked to have a 3-on-2 developing, but then a King and an Oiler came back. We had more traffic, and actually it was a 4-on-3. Gretzky trying to make a play in the middle, but a lot of Oiler bodies there, and they finally knocked down the pass. Again, it starts right outside the Kings blue line. Gretzky comes through center and then tries to draw a defenseman to him, but they weren't going for it. Huddy went down and blocked the pass and then fell on it as he was sliding behind the goal line into the end boards. Glenn Sather, who has engineered the Oilers Stanley Cup teams in the 80s. For the last 5 years, the Oilers have won the Stanley Cup. His club was up 3-1 earlier in the week, but now we're in the 7th and deciding game.
Now on the draw in the Oilers zone. The Kings hold it in. Here's Dave Taylor. Taylor sends it in front. Tipped away up the middle. Oilers with it. 3-on-3 to center. Kings lead it 1-0. Puck driven in from center ice and Rudy. He knocks it down. The drive was knocked down and the Kings come out with it. Here is Nichols to center to Taylor. Over to Robitaille. Robitaille drops it for Duchesne. Oilers zone. Duchesne's pass knocked down. Oilers come back. They got a 3-on-2. There's a pass on the left side into the Kings zone. Now back to Curry. Now in deep. Shot save. Rudy. And he hangs on as he beat McTavish.
Outnumbered attack. McTavish and Kennedy pushing and shoving after the save by Kelly Rudy. 1-0 Kings. And we'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network. His third of the playoffs, 1-0 Kings.
Kings win the draw. Nick, things are a little chippy, and I'm surprised at that earlier. We haven't had much of that, but we have had here early in the game tonight. Puck is in the Kings zone. Here is Waters. Waters sends it around the boards to Nichols. He is checked by Gregg. Puck comes down along the boards and then is cleared to center by Casper. Oilers with it back in their own zone. Pass up to center ice now as the Oilers come to center. Hard check by Nichols on McTavish at center ice. Hard check took him into the boards, and then McTavish knocked down by Dale DeGray at the Oiler blue line. 1-0 Kings. Oilers come to center. Pass on the right wing to Curry. He's got room. He shoots wide to the left. Rebound out to Robitaille at center. He tips it to Nichols. Here's Nichols with Gretzky. Nichols, Oilers zone to Gretzky, right side. Gretzky pulls up, tried to feed it through. Oilers took it away. Yari Curry with it. Poked away by Nichols. It's still in the Oilers zone. Here's Robitaille, right side. His pass broken up and taken by Craig Muni. Muni for the Oilers, up to Yari Curry on the right side. His pass to Messier at center. Here's Messier across the King line. 3-on-1. Messier to Curry, shooting, blocked in front, rebound, score! Yari Curry. The game is tied as the Oilers had a 3-on-1, and Yari Curry's first shot was blocked, but he got his rebound and went up high to tie the game at 1-1.
Jim Weimer went up to the blue line to challenge. Couldn't get a piece of an Oiler or the puck, and Curry had a lot of room. Messier right there. Weimer misses Messier. Then Messier leaves it for Yari Curry. And Curry's first shot is blocked and gets his rebound and puts it in up high past Kelly Rudy. Kings are trying to finish off their checks a little bit too over-aggressive. Most career playoff goals. Bossy the leader, 85. Gretzky now with 84. Curry is tied with Maurice Richard, third all-time with 82 Stanley Cup playoff goals. Curry with the goal, his third of the playoffs, and Messier with another point. So Messier has at least 1 point in every game in the playoff series.
So the Oilers have come back after trailing 1-0 on the Kings' first shot. The Oilers have tied it. And an offside called against the Oilers at the King blue line. Boy, both teams are really hyped up for this game tonight.
This is an officially copyrighted broadcast of the Los Angeles Kings Limited. It is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use of the accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Kings is prohibited. The Oilers tying it up on the goal by Curry from Messier and Muni. The Kings in a 7th game. The first time was their first year in the 68 playoffs here against Minnesota and LA. They lost 9-4. Next year, 1969 at Oakland, they lost. And the last time they were in a 7th game, 76 with Boston, they lost Game 7 at Boston Garden.
Hard check on Dean Kennedy back behind the King net, but the Kings come out with it. Up to center. Here's Duchesne into the Oilers zone. He stops. His shot deflected into the corner. Kings have Contos on with Allison and Gretzky. I think Gretzky's played with everybody so far. Puck is along the right wing boards in the Oilers zone. Kevin McClellan with it there. Gets it to Messier. He's checked by Contos. Here's Contos and Messier, but McClellan digs it out for the Oilers. Can't clear it. Held in by Dale DeGray. He drives it down the right wing corner of the Oilers zone. Taken away by Lowe. Lowe's pass now cleared out to center ice, and the Kings chase it down. At the King line, here's Duchesne. He gets it off on the right side to Mike Allison. Allison to Contos. Contos tips it down the left side to Gretzky. Gretzky pass in front, tipped away. In front, Allison shoots. Just saved by Pure. Allison right in the slot. Back come the Oilers. A up to center ice. Here's a pass on the right side to Messier, broken up and taken away by Allison. Allison for the Kings to Dale DeGray. DeGray at center, sends it into the Oilers zone. Back to get it now is Boom. He drops it off to Glenn Anderson. Anderson chased by Tonelli, right in front of the Oiler net, now behind the net, now in the corner. Tonelli dogging in the corner. And the puck comes loose and taken by Charlie Huddy. Huddy sweeps it up the left side. Now the Oilers come to center. Here's Messier on the right side. Messier's pass ahead to Huddy. He's taken out on a check of the blue line by Duguay. Puck comes into the Kings zone. Jay Miller to Tonelli. Tonelli can't clear it. Randy Gregg shoots, save off the stick of Kelly Rudy. Puck taken by Anderson. His pass in front off the stick of Rudy again. Kings with it. Jay Miller left wing. Miller to center. Miller to the red line. Miller drives it down into the Oilers zone, and it's taken by Huddy. Huddy wraps it around the boards. We have 13-19 to go in the first period. Puck is taken by the Kings at the blue line, but poked out to center now before Ron Duguay could get it at the Oiler line. 1-1 the score, first period. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon. Here's Jimmy Carson for the Oilers. He got knocked down. Kings took it away. DeGray, his pass to center. Poked away from Taylor by Steve Smythe of the Oilers. Now DeGray with it again to Taylor. Taylor fanned on his pass. Oilers with it. Oilers to the King line. Right side to Lacombe. He shoots. Stick saved by Rudy. And the rebound taken by the Kings. Pass by Waters. He gets it back at center. Waters tried to give it to Nichols. He didn't see it coming. Into the Oilers zone. Nichols on the right side. Carson broke it up. And the Oilers will clear it to center. 12:39 to go, first period. 1-1 the score. Game 7, the deciding game in this series. Puck is driven down in deep in the Oilers zone. Steve Smythe behind the net, checked by Dave Taylor. Tikkanen comes over for the Oilers. His pass knocked down. Nichols tried to hold it in, couldn't do it. Oilers bring it to center. 2-on-2. Here is Tikkanen. Gets it to Curry, right wing. Back to Tikkanen, one behind him. Taken away by the Kings, Luke Robitaille. Robitaille drives into the Oiler line, knocked down by Muni. Muni's pass to center, tipped off the stick of Tikkanen, taken by the Kings. Gretzky ahead to Nichols, right wing, Oilers up. Nichols, his pass down in deep, deflected into the boards by Craig Muni. And still a battle for it. It comes over to Gretzky, up the middle to Laidlaw. Laidlaw shoots, saved by Fuhr in the corner. Condos knocked down. Gretzky goes for it against the right wing boards. And still the puck in play. Condos dug it out. Now put it back in the skates of Gretzky. Now Condos goes for it again. He's knocked down by Muni at the whistle. And the puck is frozen. 1-1 the score. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings.
Over-aggressiveness at times. Little scrambly play by both clubs. We see the defenseman for the Oilers jumping up in the play. That's atypical to what we've seen the first 6 games. The Kings have been caught for a couple of outnumbered attacks already, and we've seen that on very few occasions in the playoffs.
Faceoff will be to the left of Grant Fuhr in the Oilers zone. Steve Kasper on the draw. He's got Kruzhelnicki and McSorley with him, and the Oilers have it. Here in deep in the Oilers zone is Kevin Lowe, and his pass is tipped down to the King line and chased down by Dean Kennedy. Kennedy back down in the King zone. Passes up the right side to Marty McSorley. McSorley down in deep, spins in the corner, and now comes up the right side. His pass goes to Kennedy. Kennedy over to Duchesne. Here's Duchesne to center, ahead to Gretzky. Gretzky's got the King goal tonight, but this time it's poke checked off his stick. Curry overskates it right in front of the Oiler bench. Back together is McSorley. McSorley's pass tipped by Gretzky into the Oilers zone. Gretzky's pass broken up by Boom of the Oilers. He clears it out to center. Chased by Duchesne, back down into the King zone. Now to center come the Kings. Here's Dean Kennedy. Kennedy drives it hard into the Oilers zone. Glenn Anderson back to get it. It goes off his stick into the corner. Anderson finds it again. Now tries to send it ahead to Messier. Messier to center against Duchesne. Duchesne checks Messier. The puck came back to center. Would have been offside Oilers. Kings took it away. Kasper got knocked down. Got up. His pass intercepted by the back-checking Messier. Messier at center. Lost it to Allison. Here's Allison in the Oilers zone. Allison's pass in the middle to Kasper. To Allison. He shoots. Saved by Fuhr. He beat Allison on a nice give-and-go with Kasper. Great save by Fuhr. Here's Kasper. Rolled it in front, and Fuhr covers it up to the side of the net. 1-1 the score. 10:29 to go in the first. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings hockey. Taken away by Nichols. He's checked by Carson. Lacombe with it. Rolled away from him. Kings have it. Laidlaw. His pass didn't connect, and we're going to get an icing call against the Kings here. With 10:13 to go in the first period. It's the Kings 1, the Oilers 1. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings.
At the Saddle Dome in Calgary. Vancouver 3 and Calgary 3. Of course, that is their 7th game.
Right here, the face-off will be to the right of Kelly Rudy. This game is tied 1-1. And a whistle just before they drop the puck Laidlaw and Kevin McClellan kind of jumped too soon on the outside of the face-off circle. Laidlaw ready again. Facing off Carson for the Oilers, Bernie Nichols for the Kings. 1-1 the score. We're in the first period of Game 7, and off the draw, loose puck is battled for. Weimer throws a check, so the Oilers are going to come up with a puck. Here's Steve Smythe. He throws it down the corner. Laidlaw throws a check there. Oilers moved along the boards, and now it's dug out and cleared to center ice by Dave Taylor. Hit the linesman's skate. The puck is back in the Oilers zone now. Here's Randy Gregg. He moves it up on the right side to Norm Lacombe. Lacombe flips it into the Kings zone. Kelly Rudy drives it up on the glass, but Jimmy Carson holds it in. Left side now, Carson with it. Carson, his pass down and deep to McClellan. He didn't get it. It comes back behind the King net, and a penalty to the Oilers coming up. Laidlaw got grabbed, and the Kings will go on the power play. Norm Lacombe is going to go to the penalty box for holding. Norm Lacombe grabbing Laidlaw as Laidlaw chased it down behind the King net.
Well, we mentioned both clubs are aggressive here in the first 10 minutes, as you would expect. The emotion, the adrenaline obviously is there. Lacombe just a little bit too anxious to bump Laidlaw. Laidlaw had a half a step, and Laidlaw dumps him for the game's first penalty. And it comes at 10:24. And the Kings will go on the power play. Lacombe off for holding, and the Kings work with the power play. Face-off will be outside the King blue line. Norm Lacombe has scored a couple of goals in this series. Glenn Sather with his co-coach to his right. John Muckler, Oiler training staff, looking on as the Oilers try and kill this penalty. Kings on the power play in the series, 8 of 30 for 27%. And here at home, a little bit better, 7 of 21 for 33%. So in the home games, the King power play has really sparkled.
And they've got Chris Condos out there. He's got 5 power play goals. Puck comes to the Oiler line, but Gretzky's pass is intercepted and cleared back down into the King zone. 9:20 to go in the first period of Game 7. The game is tied 1-1. Kings moving from our right to our left as you join us on Radioland TV. Here's Casper into the Oilers zone. Left flank. Casper to the blue line to Duchesne. Back to Casper on the left side. Casper sets up below on the boards. Condos is in deep. Condos with it. Goes behind the net. Feeds it to Gretzky right side. Gretzky feeds it through to Nichols. Nichols pass over on the top of the slot. Deflected to the blue line. Held in by Duchesne. To Gretzky. Back to Duchesne. Shovels it left side. And it's tipped away but held in by Duchesne. Duchesne over to Gretzky. Gretzky Oilers zone. Gretzky passing down a deep right side to Casper. Casper comes back toward the boards, gives it to Gretzky. 1 minute to go in the power play. Here's Gretzky, top of the circle, over to Duchesne. Duchesne to Nichols. Nichols shoots. Glove save by Fuhr. And Nichols gets dumped.
Kings forced to move it on the perimeter. The Oilers just are not giving them anything in front or in a seam. Kings trying to work it and break down the defense, and finally Nichols getting it at the base of the left circle from Steve Duchesne, turned and tried to catch Fuhr by surprise on the short side, but Fuhr was hugging the post, saw the shot all the way, gloved it, and held on. So the Kings get their first shot on this power play, and it comes a minute 3 seconds in.
Faceoff will be to the right of Grant Fuhr. 57 seconds remaining in the King power play. 1-1 the score. And we welcome you watching on Prime Ticket, listening on cable radio across the United States. KROL Las Vegas, KSEV in Houston, and of course KGIL and 1190 K Orange in Southern California. Casper ready on the draw. And on the face-off, it comes to the blue line, held right on the line by Duchesne. Duchesne feeds it along the boards. He tried to hit Nichols. It's tipped away and held in by Duchesne to the blue line. Over to Gretzky right side. Gretzky still with it. Gretzky comes to the blue line and gives it to Duchesne. His pass to Condos. Condos to Gretzky. Gretzky over to Nichols. Over in front, and fanning on it was Casper. Just under his stick. Gretzky checked along the boards, but Condos digs it out to Casper. Back to Condos. Condos up the middle. Duchesne with it. Left side to Nichols. Nichols shoots. Score! It's a power play goal for the Kings. It deflected in front of the net. It may have hit Condos and gone in. Nichols got the shot, and the Kings lead 2-1.
Chris Contos was just off to the left. The shot by Bernie Nichols is going wide, and it hits Contos right on the outside of the right glove and goes in. Second angle on the simulcast. Left side of your screen now. Watch Contos. He comes into the picture right here, and the puck goes right off perhaps the right side of his hockey pants and into the net. Contos with his 8th playoff goal.
And we'll bring you up to date on the club records that he sets when he scores that one. Kings ahead 2-1. Puck is tipped to the right point. Shot from there is wide by the Oilers. Norm Lacombe. Kings with it. Up to center. Here's McSorley on the right wing. McSorley into the zone, but outside the blue line. Tonelli has been knocked down and no whistle. Oilers take it away. Back they come to center. 3-on-3. Here's Kevin McClellan, right wing. McClellan checked there by Weimer. Back to get it. Centering pass broken up. Kings with it. Laidlaw gives it up to McSorley on the right side. McSorley feeds it to John Tonelli, left wing. Tonelli into the Oilers zone. Pass in front, just tipped wide as Krushelnyski was driving for the net. Oilers bring it back to center. We got a penalty behind the play. Each team going to get a penalty here, I think.
Yeah. Tonelli thought possibly he got away with just Anderson going. 2-1 Kings. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network. For roughing and John Tonelli for holding. Tonelli was carrying the puck down the left side. He was held up there by Anderson. Centered it. It was deflected behind the net, and then they tied each other up. See Tonelli holding the stick of Anderson. There's the right for the roughing on Anderson, and both go. Tonelli trying to just point to Anderson. Hey, did you see what he did? But wait a minute, John, you can't hold the stick that long. Coincidental minors at 12:51. The Kings up 2-1. The goal by Contos is 8th of the series.
And the crowd roaring as they announce Contos with a new NHL record, power play goals in a series. That was his 6th. And a club record for goals in a series with 8 for Chris Contos. Kings lead at 2-1. At center ice here, Duguay walking down the right side. The puck deflected, then came right back to him, but he couldn't get a shot. Oilers in their own zone. They move it up to center ice, but it's going to be intercepted by the Kings. Here's Waters right in front of the King bench. He's checked. Messier with it. His pass broken up. Kings have it. Here's Casper at the King blue line. Casper ahead to center to Krushelnyski. Throws it right side to Dale DeGray. DeGray shoots wide to the right. DeGray had to hustle to get there, and his shot went wide to the right. Down to Kings again. Gretzky, his pass off on the right side of the Oilers zone, but DeGray was getting back on defense. Krushelnyski takes it away. Kicks it top of the slot. Oilers intercept. 2-1 Kings. Oilers have a 3-on-2. Here they come again. Messier left side. Shot from there. Saved by Rudy, and he hangs on. The Oilers had a 3-on-2. And Kelly Rudy came up with a save on John LeBlanc. The Kings lead at 2-1. This game is coming to you live from the Great Western Forum.
Kings Hockey is brought to you by your Southern California Chevrolet dealers, who are offering 2.9% GMAC financing or up to $1,000 in factory cash rebates on selected models. And by Miller Lite. When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great.
Well, Jean LeBlanc getting his first opportunity to play in the NHL playoffs ever. This is his first Stanley Cup playoff game. Pretty good scoring chance as he took a pass from Messier. The save by Rudy, and Rudy covers up with Oilers driving for the front of the net. Changes for the Oilers from Game 6. They have inserted left winger Jean LeBlanc and replaced a defenseman, Doug Hallward, with Jeff Bukaboom. So LeBlanc and Bukaboom are in for the Oilers, and Hallward and Hunter are out. Kings, same lineup tonight as they featured in Game 6. The scratches are Crossman, Baumgartner, Liba, and Sykes.
Now on the draw, Tikkanen for the Oilers, but the Kings, Steve Kasper wins the draw to Kennedy, now to Kasper. Kasper has Contos at center, gives it to him to the red line. He gives it over to Mike Allison, but Allison sends it back to the King line, taken by Steve Duchesne. Duchesne's pass knocked down at center ice by Tikkanen. Tikkanen for the Oilers. His pass top of the slot, now Randy Gregg in the slot, shooting, save, Rudy, rebound, taken by the Kings. Shoveled up to Gretzky at center. Here's Gretzky at the red line. Here's Gretzky still with it, passing to Duchesne, but he lets it go into the Oilers zone, and it's taken away by Steve Smith. 5:35 to go, first period. Kings 2, Oilers 1. Oilers going to get called for icing here. They tried to pass up to center ice that didn't connect, and Steve Duchesne back to touch it for the Kings. Face-off comes back in the Oilers zone with the Kings ahead 2-1.
Well, the Kings' secret weapon here in the playoffs has come through again. Chris Contos with the go-ahead goal, power play goal at 11:56, his 8th from Nichols and Duchesne. Contos also setting a club record not only for playoff goals in one series, but in one playoff year in Kings history. The old mark was 7, shared, of course, by Contos and Dion. 2-1, the Kings are in front. Gretzky and Contos sandwiching goals around Yari Curry's third playoff goal.
Face off in the Oilers zone. And on the draw, the Oilers have it. Boom in the corner. His pass taken away. Out to the left point to Weimer. Shooting. Saved by Fuhr. Just got his left leg out. Now a shot by Taylor is deflected up over the net. Behind the net, Oilers take it away. Here's Charlie Huddy. He gets it up to Lacombe. Now to center to Carson. Here's Carson. 2-on-1 with Messier. Carson left side. Kings get back. Carson looks up the middle. Intercepted by the Kings. And sent to center by Robitaille. To Nichols. Nichols into the Oilers zone. Nichols in the slot. Shoots. Deflected wide. Rebound left side. Weimer for the Kings. Weimer sends it around behind the net. Kings with it. Nichols in front of Taylor. Deflected. Nichols can't jam it over the glove of Fuhr, who lying in the crease reaches out and grabs it. 2-1 Kings. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Form. It was one of the good luck charms for game number 5. So a lot of people think. Of course, the Kings have something to say about that themselves with their play on the ice. 2-1. The Kings are in front. 4:48 left here in the first period.
Wayne Gretzky with that first goal tonight breaks or sets a club record for the Kings for points in a playoff series. He'd been tied with Mike Murphy. 2-1 Kings, 4:48 to go, first period. Chris Contos out to take the draw. Kings win the draw. Here is Gretzky at the blue line. The Waters at left point. His shot in front. It hit Allison and bounced out. And the Oilers clear it to center. Dale DeGray having to get back in a hurry. Sweeps it off the boards. Oilers with it now at the King line. Tekin and check. Kings take it away. Here's a pass up to Gretzky at center, out of his reach, tipped away though from Curry to Contos. Contos left wing. Contos sends it down around the right side to Gretzky. Gretzky tied up by Lowe in the Oilers zone. Puck comes back behind the Oiler net. Taken there by Tikkanen. 4:18 to go, first period. Kings up 2-1. Pass up to center ice. Oilers with it, but it is poked away by Allison. Back into the Kings zone to Dale DeGray. Here's DeGray to center. Here's DeGray to the Oiler line. He shoots and a glove saved by Fuhr. On about a 62-foot shot by Dale DeGray. Kings stay with it in the Oilers zone, but it's tipped away from Jay Miller. And the Oilers start back out. They're moving left to right. Here's Lowe to center. Here's Lowe to the red line. Left it there, and it's taken away by Kennedy. Kennedy's pass to Jay Miller. Miller chases it down the right side, poked away by Randy Gregg. Dean Kennedy drives it into the Oilers zone. Kings get back on side. Oilers with it. Pass up the middle down to the Oiler blue line. Now McTavish gives it at center to Anderson. Anderson sends a backhander into the Kings zone, and Kennedy back again. Kennedy's pass around to Marty McSorley on the right side. McSorley shovels it to center to Krujolniski. Krujolniski left wing, Oilers zone. Krujolniski driving hard. He tried to center it. He's checked by Randy Gregg. Puck is back behind the Oiler net. Gregg chases it down in the corner. Gregg got knocked down. The puck is picked up by McSorley, and it rolled away from him to the blue line to Duchesne. Duchesne winding. He shoots. Glove saved by Fuhr, and he hangs on.
Pushing and shoving behind the net. We've got Marty McSorley and Randy Gregg as Duchesne unloaded a cannon from the top of the slot. Fuhr reaching out with his gloved hand to make the save. Kings getting more shots than Edmonton, better quality shots than the Oilers. And the Kings, again, doing what they do best when they're on the attack, driving for the front of the net. You see traffic developing as the shot came from Duchesne. McSorley trying to get there before Fuhr could glove it. Steve Duchesne, 2 goals, 2 assists in the series, was second among NHL defensemen this year with 75 points, and has 8 points in 11 career playoff games against the Oilers. Steve Duchesne in his 3rd year out of Sept-Îles, Quebec, signed as a free agent. That's right, nobody drafted him. He's led the Kings defensemen in scoring all 3 years with the club.
Face off in the Oilers zone to the right of Grant Fuhr. Gretzky, Duguay, and Tonelli. Tonelli will take the draw. Laidlaw and Waters back defensively for the Kings. Messier facing off for the Oilers against Ron Duguay. Duguay wins a draw shot by Tonelli just over the net. Right off the draw, Tonelli in the slot, snapped the shot, and it went high. Puck comes to Randy Gregg, tipped away by Gretzky to Tonelli in the corner. Tonelli, Oilers zone. Tonelli checked there, tried to move it along the boards. He gets the whistle. Puck was not frozen, but the whistle blew.
John Tonelli, the old war horse. And don't you know he's happy to be back in action after missing the first 4 games with the flu. And of course, he is getting stronger and stronger with each passing day. And well, look who's here.
Give us a little bit of your Jack imitation there.
You just heard it.
Jack Nicholson sitting right down at the side of the ice, right by the glass. 2-1 Kings. This was a hot ticket tonight, I'll tell you that. 2:58 to go in the first period. Kings are up 2-1.
Oilers getting their 3 or 4 good chances, including the goal on outnumbered attacks, and the Kings have settled down. They were running around a little bit. Of course, we mentioned the emotion, the zealousness that naturally is going to be there, and the Kings got caught up ice, and the Oilers turned one of those rushes into their only goal. Curry from Messier and Muni with the 3-on-2 attack.
In Calgary, 8:52 left to go in the first overtime. It is Vancouver 3, Calgary 3. 8:52 to go in the first overtime. Here the Kings lead 2-1 with 2:49 to go in the first period. At center ice, Laidlaw sweeps it away. Randy Gregg intercepts for the Oilers. Here's Gregg coming across the line, left side. Gregg shoots, save Rudy. Rebound, tipped away. Another shot from the left side as it rolled away from Rudy. Now the rebound comes to Gretzky on the left side. Here's Gretzky for the Kings. Gretzky to center. Gretzky, we got a penalty to the Oilers. They're going to get Messier. That's a delayed penalty. He was knocking down Duguay and keeping him offside, and we're going to get an interference call against the Oilers. It's a delayed penalty. Kings get the extra attacker around the ice. Laidlaw gets knocked down. No whistle yet. Gretzky back to get it behind the King net. Gretzky gives it to McSorley on the right side of the King zone. He gives it to Duchesne. Here's Duchesne on the delayed penalty to Gretzky at the King blue line. Gretzky back to Duchesne. Duchesne to the Oiler line. Lost the puck to Steve Smythe, and the whistle blows.
Messier will go for interference as he stayed right with Ron Duguay, trying to get behind the Oilers at the Oiler blue line. Messier just picked up Duguay about 10 feet outside the line, stayed right with him, pushed him off sides. And of course, Duguay nowhere near the play, and interference, the call by Andy Van Hellemond. The penalty at 17:58. Kings taking advantage of their first power play when Canto scored the go-ahead goal. And of course, Messier, one of the premier penalty killers on the Oilers club. Bottom of your screen on the simulcast, you will see Ron Duguay go down. He's a good 10 feet inside the blue line. That's why Gretzky curled at center ice, and the penalty was called. Interference. Kings power play now 9 of 31, and at home they're 8 of 22.
Faceoff will be in the Oilers zone at the top of the slot, about 20 feet inside the blue line. And ready on the draw now is Kruzhelnyski. He's got Taylor and Robitaille up front with him. Weimer and DeGray back for the Kings. Kings keep 2 defensemen out on this power play. Here's Jim Weimer. Weimer's pass deflected right back to him. Now he shoots and just through a traffic and wide to the right side. Through a lot of traffic in front. Kings with it again. Robitaille right side to the right point to DeGray, to the left point to Weimer. Jim Weimer floats it in front, knocked down by Fuhr as he came out. And the Oilers try to clear it, and Tikkanen does. Up to center, and then it's sent the rest of the way by McTavish, and he's checked by Dale DeGray again. Now the Kings start back out with a man advantage. Remember, the Oilers had 27 short-handed goals to lead the league in the regular season. Puck driven down into the Oilers zone. Down to the corner, now behind the net. Taylor's pass. Robitaille got checked, and the Oilers over to pick it up, and it is cleared high in the air to center. 1:19 to go in the first period. Kings are up 2-1. Now here's Kruzhelnyski giving it over to Robitaille. Right side, Kevin Lowe's on him in the Oilers zone. Lowe checks him. Kruzhelnyski in to get it. Gives it behind the net to Gretzky. Gretzky to Robitaille in front. That's saved by Fuhr. Oilers start to come back out and poke it out to center ice as it is cleared down into the Kings zone. Knocking it at Kruzhelnyski. 1 minute to go in the first period. At center ice, Bernie Nichols out now. Also Chris Kontos for the Kings. Puck is in the Oilers zone. Here's Kruzhelnyski along the right wing boards. He's checked there from behind by Smythe. Puck is still free. Kruzhelnyski stick handles with it. Still checked along the boards by Smythe. Up the middle it comes to Duchesne. Duchesne to Nichols. Left side, he shoots. Saved by Fuhr. Rebound, tipped away. And the Oilers have it on the right side to center. Here's Jari Kurri. Kurri into the Kings zone. Kurri into the slot. Kurri left side shot by Hunt. He is wide. A penalty coming up against the Kings. Penalty coming up against the Kings as Huddy's shot went wide. Holding the call against the Kings with 26 seconds to go in the first period. So both teams are going to be shy a man with the Kings up 2-1. Kontos is going to get the penalty for holding as the Oilers had a pretty good rush out of their own zone. Kontos to the penalty box. On our simulcast on the right of the screen, you'll see the penalty as the puck came in, and spinning around was Kontos, and he had a hold of McTavish, and the penalty was called. 1934, the time of the penalty, holding against Chris Kontos. So both teams are shy a man for the Well, up until 2 seconds left in this period. That's when the Oilers will get a man back. Messier is in the penalty box for them. Robbie Vittoric and Brian Maxwell behind the King bench. Look on. The Kings have never trailed in the game. Scored on their first shot to lead 1-0. Got tied at 1 and now lead 2-1. Here's Jimmy Carson on the face-off in the King zone, along with Casper. Casper wins the draw, taken by Waters, but Waters' pass taken away by Yari Curry for the Oilers. Here's Curry at the blue line. Curry's pass left side to Huddy. It bounced over his stick. Huddy with it. Down in deep, checked by Gretzky. Huddy behind the net. Huddy around the left side. Still with it. 10 seconds ago. Gretzky took it away. Here's Gretzky to center. 7 seconds ago in the period. Gretzky in front. His shot deflected high in the air as Fuhr came out to tip it. And that's the end of the first period. Fans on their feet again as Gretzky broke up and had a chance right at the buzzer but couldn't score. And in the first period, the Kings' Wayne Gretzky got his third of the playoff from Marty McSorley and Jay Miller 52 seconds into the game. Then Yari Curry got his third of the playoff series from Mark Messier at 4:48 to tie the score. And then the story of the playoffs offensively for the Kings, Chris Kontos gets his 8th of the series, 6th of the series on the power play from Bernie Nichols and Steve Duchesne at 11:56. Coming up in a couple of moments live, Nick will talk with Ron Duguay about this playoff series, another playoff veteran. Nick and Ron Duguay coming up in a couple of moments. We're at the end of
Edmonton Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings. The Kings are up 2-1, and joining us now is veteran forward Ron Duguay of the Los Angeles Kings. Ron, can you describe the feeling, the emotions that are being felt out there from your standpoint?
It goes back to the days when I was playing in New York as a Ranger. We had a lot of intense games against the New York Islanders, which was a big rivalry, and there was so much excitement in the air that you step on the ice and you just had shivers. And tonight, going on the ice, going for warm-ups, I was getting that feeling again. It's something I hadn't seen in California, and it just makes playing so much more fun.
Does that feeling stay with you for the entire game, or is there a point in the game, was there in the first period, where it subsided and really you can get down to just concentrating on what you have to do?
Well, you have to focus on exactly what you have to do, what your job is, and if you start getting away from that, that's where you get in trouble. But right now we're maintaining a lead, and the fans are behind us, and we're still, I still feel the jitters.
The key in that first period, did you like what you saw from the Kings?
Yes and no. You know, we came out strong. Our first shift, we scored a goal, and you know, it's always important in a crucial game like this. But they had a couple of 3-on-1s, 3-on-2s, something we don't want to let happen because they're so strong offensively. So good things and bad things. Hopefully, in the next 2 periods, there's not going to be any mistakes made, and we're going to stay on top.
Your role obviously has changed over the years. One to more of a defensive forward, and for the playoffs, that really suits you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I enjoy it, you know, because if I can, it's a big challenge to stop the opponents from scoring goals. You know, someone has to do it, and it's something I take pride in. You know, in the past I was used offensively, scoring the goals, come up with a big goal, but now is if I can do a job defensively, it's as satisfying.
Well, keep up the good work and best of luck.
Thank you.
Ron Duguay of the Los Angeles Kings joining us between periods. And for being our guest, Ron will begin Kings playoff history. April 15th, 1976, Marcel Dion had a hat trick as the Kings went on to a 6-4 playoff win over Boston. The Kings eventually lost the series in 7 games. 13 years ago tonight. We're between periods. 2-1 Kings. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Discipline. Because I've always felt that if you're very, very disciplined, you'll let yourself win a game, not let yourself lose a game. So I'm always afraid in overtime that, you know, I believe that our team is as talented and more talented than any team in the league. And if we're disciplined, we're going to eventually win. And a playoff overtime goes on endlessly until you score. And if you're a more talented team and you're just as disciplined as the other team, you're going to eventually win.
I've learned to deal with overtime in a positive way. You know, I think I've learned that from the Islanders. We all were fighting amongst each other to see who was going to be the hero that night. You know, and we really believed that there would be a different hero, that everybody was capable of making that difference in overtime.
Overtime?
don't let them shoot. Don't let them shoot from the blue line. Don't let them shoot from the red line. I mean, if you have to put your teeth in front of the puck, you put your face there and block the shot, but don't let them shoot.
Overtime will be nail-biting time. It's right down to one shot. One shot could win it. One mistake could lose the hockey game for you. Obviously, you don't want to sit back in overtime. You want to play the same style as you played all game. You want to go after them. You want to win the game.
Overtime's a lot of fun. Talk about putting pressure on yourself, I guess. It's do or die, obviously, and it's a shame to work that hard and come away with nothing. So it's crucial to win an overtime game.
Oh, that's fun. You know, by the time you get to overtime, you're well into the game, and the jitters are hopefully gone. But again, in playoffs, it's one goal, and you're down one game or you're up one game either way.
I've played my share of overtime games. Boy, it's a great feeling when you score in overtime because it's a lift, and it's like, boy, was it ever nice to win that one. And close doesn't count in overtime. Close doesn't count in hockey, and to be on that winning side, it's a great feeling. And you know, I've had a lot of success in overtime. I've enjoyed it.
I was thinking, I always think of the 7th game and Wayne Gretzky going down in a breakaway with the King jersey on this time, and after he puts it in, we're just crowding around him. That's what I think about it.
Well, they're experiencing those feelings tonight in Calgary, and who knows, this game's a close one too, but overtime, pressure-packed, no doubt about it.
With the excitement of the game and that, maybe we got caught too deep. All it is keeping a third guy high and not having all 3 players caught in the zone. It's a matter of discipline, and I can see the team coming out and being a lot better with that this period.
Kenny Baumgartner with his comments in that first period. The Kings are up 2-1, and we're underway in the second.
Puck is back behind the Oiler net as Condo's in the penalty box for another minute 23. The Oilers on the power play trying to tie it up. Down the right side, Craig Simpson tried to drop it to Messier. He got checked by Duguay, but now the puck comes down the corner and swept over to Messier on the right side. King zone. Here's Messier, top of the right circle, up the middle of Curry. Shooting, saved by Rudy. And that came through some traffic in front of the net.
Yeah, it looked like the way Rudy reacted, he just picked it up at the last second. The Oilers trying to jam the front of the net and detract Rudy from seeing that shot as they worked it to the top of the slot to Yari Curry. But Kelly Rudy, who's been so strong here in this playoff series, with another tough save. Messier and Curry one-timing it, and Rudy makes the save. It may have been tipped about 30 feet out between the hash marks and changed directions. Oilers with a power play for another minute 7. This is their first power play opportunity tonight.
Faceoff will be to the left of Kelly Rudy with a minute 5 left now in the power play. Here is Messier sending it down in deep and tipped in and scored to tie the game. Right in front of the net, the Oilers got the puck as Craig Simpson was there and tipped it in for the power play goal, and the game is tied 2-2.
Well, on the power play, Simpson is going to be in front of the net. We know that. Point of view angle, you see the pass across, and it's tipped, beating Rudy on the stick side outside his right arm. Craig Simpson, who had 50-plus goals last year, just one-timing it. The pass out from Yari Curry, beating goaltender Kelly Rudy. So the Oilers got into that seam, and Simpson had time to one-time it.
So Yari Curry gets an assist on it, and the puck comes down to the King zone now, and back behind the net is Krujolniski. His pass in front. It was behind the Oiler net, excuse me, and shot by McSorley on the right side was knocked down. Puck is around the right wing side now, the Oilers zone. Taken by the Oilers as it comes back behind the net, and Randy Gregg with it. Up ahead to Simpson at center, broken up by Casper, but now Steve Smythe for the Oilers. Smythe down the right side into the King zone. His pass in the middle to Anderson, tipped away, but going to be held in by Messier. Taken away nicely by Krujolniski. His pass deflected off a skate, but came right to Marty McSorley. McSorley to center. McSorley into the Oilers zone. Over to Casper, shooting and a save by Fuhrer. Casper right in the slot. Now McSorley on the right side. He gets checked there. Puck is taken by the Oilers. They're moving from our right to our left here in the second period, and Messier at center ice sends it down in the King zone. The Oilers have come from behind twice tonight to tie the game, this time at 2. Kings with it in their own zone. Allison's pass around to Dean Kennedy. Kennedy on the right side leads it out to center ice, taken away by Kevin Lowe. Here's Lowe for the Oilers. His pass back down in his own zone. Now it comes up to Curry, almost lost it. Comes out to center ice. Kings take it away. Pass by Duchesne, taken away by Lowe. Lowe with the red line, drives it in, and Rudy knocks it down, drives it behind the net for Duchesne. Duchesne's pass around and out to center ice. 18 minutes to go in the second period. Game tied at 2. A high flip into the King zone, bounces toward Rudy. He knocks it down. Kennedy to Contos. Contos pass on the right wing is out of the reach of Allison. Here's Lowe back in the Oilers zone. Now to Esa-Tikkanen. Tikkanen to center, tipped away there over to Wayne Gretzky. Here's Gretzky with it, got it from Contos. Now on the left side, Duchesne's pass broken up. Puck is picked up by the Oilers. Back down the right side into the King zone. Taken and dropped it to Curry. Curry right side pass in front, came all the way through to the Kings. Here's Gretzky up the center. Kings working on a 3-on-3. Gretzky to the Oiler line, across the line in the slot. Gretzky's pass back on the right side, but Duchesne held up, and a long pass to center. Diving to get it was Curry. He didn't get it, and this will be icing against the Oilers as Dale DeGray touches up. 2-2 the score, second period. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Bad leads tonight. Twice the Oilers have come back to tie it up. Early here in the second, Simpson on the power play. Playoff goal number 2 from Curry and Messier at 34 seconds to tie it at 2.
Now on the draw in the Oilers zone. Nichols won the draw, but the puck bounced over to the Oilers. Driven down into the King zone. Rebound off the boards. Chased by McClellan. Chopped away from him to Robitaille up to Bernie Nichols. Nichols at center. He gets stopped by Bukaboom. Oilers touch it, but they're offside at the King blue line. It came to Kevin McClellan, and he was offside. Nick, the Kings knew that it was going to be a battle with the defending champions. They're not going to go out easily.
Well, again, the other game tonight in the Smythe division, Vancouver and Calgary, and the Flames have won it in overtime. The goal late in the first overtime by Jim Poplinski at 19:21, and the Flames advance. So the Canucks gave them all they could. Boy, Calgary will now wait and see who wins this game for round 2.
So 4-3 Calgary, and they'll play the winner of this series. And the face-off outside the King line. Now it's taken by Bukaboom for the Oilers at center. He sends it down to the King zone, taken by Dale DeGray. DeGray's pass around the boards to Jay Miller. He couldn't get it. Here's Messier, the right side. Messier checked by Gretzky. Messier holds it in, gets it again down the right wing, trying to get around Jay Miller. Messier sends it in front. It's broken up by Waters, and Waters tried to clear it to Gretzky. He did. Now to Duguay. Duguay with it just does clear it out to center. Oilers doing some good forechecking. Puck driven down by Messier. The Oilers back behind the King net again. Kings moving from our left to our right with the game tied 2-2. Puck is at center ice. Tipped away from Duguay by Messier, and now they pass by the Kings. Dale DeGray all the way down the Oilers zone. Chased in behind the net. 2-2 the score here in the second period. Here's Messier to center. He gives it ahead to Simpson. Simpson's pass on the right wing, broken up by Ron Duguay of the Kings, and then cleared to center as the Kings' Mike Kruzhelnicki got it to the Oiler line. Taken away by Steve Smith to Simpson. He bats it in midair. Laidlaw with it for the Kings to Gretzky to McSorley. McSorley to the Oiler line. He shoots, and a save by Fuhr. McSorley with a shot from about 45 feet away, and Fuhr knocked it down. Puck is still at the Oiler line. Now tipped down the right side by McSorley. Here's Steve Smith. He dropped it off in the corner to Randy Gregg. Gregg to McClellan. Here's Kevin McClellan for the Oilers up to center. To the red line. He winds and shoots, and it's blocked into the boards by Kelly Rudy. Puck is taken now by the Kings. McSorley dropped it off, but the Oilers hold it in. Lacombe couldn't hang out of it, though. His pass taken away and cleared to center. Oilers with it again. Here's Kevin Lowe. Throws it over to Messier. Right side. Messier against Weimer. Weimer takes Messier out of the play, but Lacombe comes into the corner. Here's Lacombe walking into the slot. Spinning. Shooting. Blocked in front. Puck taken by Muni. Muni behind the King net. Craig Muni left side. Rolls it in front. Saved by Rudy. Rebound. Kruzhelnicki pulled down. And the puck is free behind the King net. Swept into the corner to Gretzky. Gretzky to McSorley. McSorley in the King zone. He comes up to the blue line. 2-2 the score. Second period. McSorley to the red line and drives it into the Oilers zone. Kings are going to change on the fly. Oilers within their own zone. Here's Messier. 14:48 to go. Second period. 2-2 the score. Puck is batted out of midair by McClellan to the Oilers, back into the King zone, and Duchesne back to get it. He wraps it around the boards quickly up the center to Nichols. Nichols pass over in front of the King bench, taken away by Tikkanen. Tikkanen's pass back into the King zone. Nichols breaks it up. He clears it out to center. Yari Curry gives it to Tikkanen. He overskated and put himself offside at the King blue line. We'll be right back. It's tied at 2. This is the pitcher Oral Hershiser sitting right behind him, and Oral Hershiser, who's had quite a background in hockey, will be Nick Nixon's guest at the end of this period. 2-2 the score here in the second period of this seventh and deciding game of this series. 4:25 to go in the period. Up to center, here's Taylor. Taylor rolls it in easily toward the net, knocked down by Fuhr and taken by Charlie Huddy. Huddy gets away from the diving Dave Taylor, and the Oilers come to center. Here's Huddy, good rushing defenseman down the right side, checked by Duchesne. Huddy in deep in front of Tikkanen, and his shot wide. Now Huddy again, and the net gets dislodged. Oh, did Tikkanen have a great chance?
Esa Tikkanen trying to just redirect that centering pass as the Oilers have picked up the momentum here, taking it away from the Kings early in the second period. Charlie Huddy, a defenseman who likes to get involved. He's done that the last couple of years, especially since they traded Paul Coffey. He goes in and Tikkanen is all alone. He tried to redirect it. The puck may have started to wobble just a little bit. And then Rudy trying to hug the post to prevent a wraparound on the rebound by Huddy. Knocked the net loose. Kelly Rudy, who's been in goal for all three playoff victories, and he has never lost here at the Great Western Forum as a member of the Kings.
Face-off to the right of Kelly Rudy, and on the draw, the Kings win the face-off as Nichols wins the draw from McTavish, but the puck is still in the Kings zone. Here is Tikkanen. He's been knocked down behind the net. He gets up. He's checked by Dale DeGray. Knocked down again by DeGray. Puck is still in the Kings zone, taken by Robitaille. Robitaille sends it behind the King net over to Waters. Tumble of bodies along the boards on the far side. Now a pass up the center, just out of the reach of Robitaille, but right on target. Stop made by Grant Fuhr. Fuhr sent it around the boards to Huddy. Huddy gets it to Messier at center. Messier, right side. Curry shooting wide to the left. Rebound off the boards to Messier. Messier wraps it behind the King net, taken away by Waters. Waters shovels it over to Robitaille. Robitaille leaves it for Taylor. Taylor to center with a game tied 2-2. Taylor into the Oilers zone. Taylor to the right wing. Taylor being checked into the boards there. He gets help from Robitaille. Robitaille checked from behind. Taylor with it. Taylor right side. Taylor still with it. Taylor into the corner. Taylor gave it to Nichols. He shoots. He scores! Tremendous work to set it up. Taylor on the right side got it to Nichols on the left, and the Kings lead 3-2.
In his prime, when Taylor got the puck outside the blue line and went charging in, he had that fire in his eyes, and you knew something was going to happen. He got that feeling on that rush. Taylor with a pass in front. Down low goes Nichols, again beating Fuhr between the pads. That may have been deflected by one of the Oilers' sticks as they came out to meet Nichols. So the Kings have grabbed the lead for the third time tonight. Taylor and Robitaille assisting at 6:51.
Now the puck bounces to the other line, tipped away but taken by McSorley from the blue line, and a save by Fuhr. McSorley with a slap shot from just inside the blue line, and Fuhr with a pad save. Oilers with it back in their own zone. 12:41 to go, second period. Kings have never trailed. Oilers trying to fight back again. Glenn Anderson, he shoots, save Rudy, and the net gets dislodged again.
McSorley coming back to pick up one of the Oilers charging for the front of the net. 3-2 Kings. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings.
Tonelli still battling. Gretzky in to help out. And now the puck is taken by the Oilers. Tipped down the left side. Oilers come to center. Here's Esa Tikkanen. Tikkanen flips it high in the air into the Kings zone. Taken down in the corner by Huddy. And behind the play, we have an Oiler flat on the ice.
Yeah, he got hit pretty good on the back of the helmet on a high stick from John Tonelli. I think it was unintentional. Jeff Bukaboom is the Oiler that is down. I just looked up, Bob, as the play came through center, and I saw Bukaboom turn away from Tonelli, and Tonelli's stick came whipping around high in the air and hit Bukaboom right on the back of the helmet, and he went down and is still down.
Trainer out to talk to Bukaboom. He's moving, but he is lying flat on the ice. John Tonelli of the Kings has gone over to the penalty box, so he's going to get at least a 2-minute minor. And of course, the Kings are hoping that it's nothing more. Tonelli huffing and puffing over in the penalty box. The game is tied 3-3. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
It is a minor for high sticking. 8:51. John Tonelli shaking his head. I think he feels that Bukaboom was guilty of some infraction there, but it was behind the play. And usually when you hear a crowd react, if you're the official, and Van Hellemond was at the red line, you hear the crowd react, then you look back and you usually see just the retaliation. Oilers on the power play in the series are 6 of 28 and 1 of 1 tonight.
And now the Kings come out of their own zone with a puck. Here's Steve Kasper up to the King line. He flips it all the way down the Oilers zone. King penalty killers. Duguay is out. He comes barreling in, but Steve Smythe spins away from him in the Oilers zone. Oilers moving from our right to our left. Here's Jari Kurri to center. Kurri comes across the King line. His pass in the top of the slot. Taken and held in by the Oilers now. Craig Simpson. Simpson down and deep. Dropped it to Messier. Messier left side. Messier still with it along the boards. He's got Simpson in front. He's got Kurri on the left side. Simpson leads it for Kurri. Kurri, side of the left circle. King zone. Kurri up the middle to Steve Smythe. He shoots, deflected in front and into the corner. Chased in by Kasper. Kasper behind the King net is checked there, and the puck rolls free over left side to Kurri. Kurri, top of the left circle, up the middle of the blue line. Here is a shot by Smythe, and it's deflected in front. Left side to Kasper. He can't clear it. Messier holds it in, and he cleared it to center as Steve Smythe couldn't hang on to it at the blue line. Oilers back to get it in the neutral zone. Here's Kurri. Throws it off the right wing boards. Waters broke it up. He left it for Kasper. Kasper leaves it for Waters, and he drives it in on target. Stop made by Grant Fuhrer. 10 minutes to go, second period. 3-3 the score. 48 seconds to go on the power play for the Oilers. Here's a pass left side to Tikkanen. Tikkanen for the Oilers in the King zone. Tikkanen down in the corner. Tikkanen, his pass along the boards, now to the blue line to Randy Gregg. Gregg on the left side to Jimmy Carson. Carson moves down the left side in deep. Carson pulls up in the left wing corner. Carson still with it to the blue line to Gregg. Gregg sends it left side to Lowe. Lowe moves it off on the right side, now gets it back at the right point. Lowe, left side to Gregg. Gregg shoots, save Rudy. Puck is taken by the Kings. Bernie Nichols can't clear it. Gregg holds it in. Gregg left side. Gregg's pass in the middle to Carson. Right side. Oilers move it around now. Still on the power play for another 12 seconds. Randy Gregg shoots, blocked in front. Gregg again shoots wide to the right. 8 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Tikkanen. Tikkanen for the Oilers. Right side, King zone. Tikkanen in the circle. Tikkanen waiting. Randy Gregg cutting in. Tikkanen's pass taken away. Kings come to center. Out of the penalty box, Tonelli. 3-on-2 Kings. Here is Nichols to Tonelli in the slot. Offside. Kings at the Oiler line. The Kings killed the penalty and had a break as Tonelli came out of the penalty box, but they went offside. 3-3 the score. Let's pause for station.
The offsides as Tonelli came out of the penalty box. He is straddling the blue line. Nichols with the puck. Top of your screen, you see Tonelli just preceding the puck. It was close, but they called it down.
And I'll tell you, John Tonelli trying to hang on and straddle that line, and that was a close call. 3-3 the score. Kings and the Oilers. Kings have never trailed. But the Oilers, defending Stanley Cup champions, have battled back 3 times in the game. Now at center, Kings with it. This is the 7th and deciding game. Pass up to center ice by Waters, taken away by the Oilers. Charlie Huddy. Huddy backpedals into his own zone. Moves it up to center to Jari Kurri. Here's Kurri to center. He gives it now, and a shot by Tikkanen is wide to the right. Rebound off the boards, held in by McTavish of the Oilers. His pass taken away by Dean Kennedy. Kennedy for the Kings. Clears it out to center ice, and it's going to be icing against the Kings, though. Comes all the way down to the Oilers zone, and Jeff Bukaboom touches up. So, icing on the Kings. Face off in the Kings zone. 3-3 the score. This game coming to you live from the Great Western Forum.
Kings hockey is brought to you by Stroh's and Stroh-Lite. Now your
teams tonight, but each time the Oilers have come back, and that's been important because every time a team has had a 2-goal lead in this series, they have not relinquished it. They've gone on to win that game. So give the Oilers credit. Here in the 7th game, they've been behind 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, and they've kept coming back.
Faceoff will be the right of King goaltender Kelly Rudy. And on the draw, McTavish against Duguay. Oilers with it. King zone. Taken into the blue line. Huddy with a drive blocked in front. Tikkanen shoots, and a save by Rudy. Oh, brother, another block shot right back to an Oiler.
They're getting the bounces, aren't they? A couple of goals after defensemen and Kings have blocked shots in the slot. Right there, Esa Tikkanen with the shot. We'll get a look at it on the simulcast replay behind the net. Rudy with the save, down low, reaching in front to gobble up the rebound. As Duchesne had his hands full, tying up one of the Oilers.
The Kings and Kelly Rudy. Rudy doesn't give up too many rebounds usually. The Kings have cleared them, but what's happening here tonight? The Kings are blocking shots, and then the puck is coming right back onto an Oiler stick, and it's led to 2 of the Oiler goals tonight.
And of course, Rudy is reacting on that first shot, and many times he's had to scramble back to try and get in position for that eventual shot on goal. That's what happened on the Curry goal and the Kevin Lowe goal.
Face off to the right of Kelly Rudy again in the King zone. 8:27 to go, second period. And on the draw, puck comes out to the blue line and is held in there by Bukaboom of the Oilers. Down in deep to the back of the King net. It's kicked loose. Messier with it. Messier checked and his pass into the corner to Simpson. Simpson's had his helmet knocked off. He tried to give it to Messier. Messier knocks Allison down. Puck taken by Glenn Anderson. His shot steered away by Rudy. Now Rudy gets knocked down. Puck is taken by Allison. Now deflects up the middle and the Kings with it. Here's Waters to center on the right side. Across the line, Kruzhelnicki. Oilers zone. Driving in deep. Centers it in front. Shot and a save. Or did it go wide? It went wide. Allison got the pass and his shot went wide as Fuhr went sprawling in front of the net. Now the puck comes down into the King zone, but is tipped away to center to Kruzhelnicki again. Great effort by him on the last play, but this time he gets knocked down and taken out of the play along the right wing boards. Kevin Lowe got back. Nichols steals it. Nichols, Oilers zone. His shot wide. He had trouble getting control of it. Now on the left side, puck is held in at the blue line by Jim Weimer. Weimer sent it behind the Oiler net for Robitaille. Robitaille checked and knocked down. McSorley for the Kings. Here's McSorley, blue line to Weimer. His shot blocked. Oilers with it. Up the center. Kevin McClellan. Here's McClellan zigzagging across the King line. His shot stick saved by Rudy. Rebound to Norm Lacombe. Lacombe in the right corner. Check there. Here's McClellan for the Oilers. Right side. McClellan shot knocked down. Puck comes out on the left side. Oilers with it again. Carson spinning, shooting, steered off the blocker of Rudy up into the crowd. 7:01 to go. Second period, we're tied at 3. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network. On the draw, Oilers with again. Lowe, left point, his shot deflected high into the right wing corner. Chased there by McTavish of the Oilers. He put it behind the King net, and it comes into the corner to Bernie Nichols. Nichols along the right side to Taylor. He cleared it out to center. 6:45 to go, second period. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon, and the Kings and the Oilers are tied at 3. Oilers clear it out to center ice, and it bounces up into the King bench as Tikkanen tried to clear it. So the faceoff will be in the Oilers zone.
Greg McTavish for the Edmonton Oilers, veteran center, signed as a free agent a couple of years ago. Doesn't have a goal in the series, but he's played regularly and played well. A couple of assists in his last 26 playoff games over 2 seasons. But he's not counted on for a lot of goals, more of a checking center. Career highs in assists and points this year. Greg McTavish.
Bernie Nichols ready on the faceoff in the Oilers zone. Kings have Nichols with Tonelli on the left side and Taylor over on the right side. Weimer and Laidlaw back defensively for the Kings. 3-3 the score. Nichols ready to go on the draw now in the Oilers zone. Top of the faceoff circle, wins the draw to Laidlaw. Laidlaw shooting wide to the right. Actually, I think trying to get it in front to Tonelli, but Tonelli had been taken out. Now in front, Taylor gets dumped and the puck went up out of play.
Nichols now with a few words with one of the Edmonton Oilers on the far boards.
And Tikkanen is over there making a pest of himself again, but Taylor and Muni were upset at one another. Muni over on the glass, and Dave Taylor, number 18 for the Kings. Going to get some penalties here, I believe. Maybe not. No, I don't think so. Andy Van Helleman, the referee, not going over to report any penalties. And face off with 6:33 to go, second period.
Well, a guy who has really been a standout on defense, Tom Laidlaw, and a happy birthday as well to Tom Laidlaw of the Los Angeles Kings. So owner Bruce McNall and defenseman Tom Laidlaw celebrating birthdays here tonight. Kevin Lowe, happy birthday, Kevin Lowe. It's the hat trick, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not your birthday, is it, Nick?
No, yours?
No.
Len Sather.
No, not his either. 3-3 the score as Len Sather, the coach of the Oilers, looks on. He had shots in the first period. Kings 16-8 in the second period. The Oilers have outshot the Kings 13-5. So that bears out your comment, Nick, about the Oilers turning it around here in the second period. Of course, the shots are even for the game, 21 apiece.
Been the stronger team here in the second period in the forechecking aspect. getting in the zone, using their speed, and driving for the front of the net.
Now the Kings going to get called for icing. Kennedy tried to get it to McSorley on the right wing, and he didn't get it. And the puck came all the way down the Oilers zone. So the icing call brings it back into the Kings zone for the faceoff.
Well, you look at the Edmonton Oilers, and by far and away their most effective forward has been veteran Mark Messier. He's picked up a couple of assists here tonight. He leads the Oilers in scoring in the playoffs. A point in every game of the series. 5th on the all-time playoff scoring list. Stanley Cup MVP, the Conn Smythe Trophy in 1984. Mark Messier for the Edmonton Oilers with a goal and 10 assists in the series.
And on the draw now with Ron Duguay. Duguay to Duchesne. Duchesne in the Kings zone. Up on the left side. Down to center to Kruzhelnyski. Tipped away, and back comes Messier with it. He gave it away to Kennedy. Kennedy shovels it to the Oiler line, but it's broken up. Here is Simpson. Simpson for the Oilers to Messier. Messier had it swept off his stick to the left wing boards. Kings zone. He's checked there. He got it to Glenn Anderson. Anderson goes behind the King net. Comes around the right side. Kennedy's on him. Anderson throws it in front. Loose puck. Marty McSorley with it. McSorley flips it off the boards to Steve Duchesne. Duchesne has it himself, brings it to center, gives it to Kruzhelnyski at the red line. Here's Kruzhelnyski. Ahead now, left side. Here's Casper trying to jump around Randy Gregg, but Casper went down to the ice. Oilers within their own zone. Gregg moves it up to Craig Simpson. Simpson gets it to center to Glenn Anderson. Here's Anderson for the Oilers. Flips it into the Kings zone. Knocked down by Kelly Rudy. He tried to give it to Kruzhelnyski, but it went behind him. 5.5 minutes to go, second period. 3-3 the score. Game 7 of this series. Up to center, Oilers with it. Curry, left wing. Curry dropped it back, taken away by Kruzhelnyski. He gives it to Gretzky. Here's Gretzky to the Oiler line. Gretzky stops to the right point. Gretzky drops it to McSorley. McSorley in deep, and the net gets dislodged again, and a penalty coming up.
Yep. They're going to get Bukaboom. He was tying up Kruzhelnyski as Kruzhelnyski gave Gretzky the puck outside the blue line. Kruzhelnyski went right for the front of the net, and he was tied up and interfered with. We'll be back. We're tied at 3. This is the Los Angeles 14:48 point of view camera angle behind Grant Fuhr. You see Kruzhelnyski ridden right into the crossbar by Bukaboom, and they really did a number on that net. They're still working on it. I think they loosened one of the magnets, the right side post, and just now they're trying to place it back in its right location. The Kings will go on the power play. For the 3rd time tonight, the game is tied at 3, and a sellout crowd here tonight. The game's been sold out for 3 or 4 days, even before Game 6. The Kings looking to advance and meet the Calgary Flames in the Smythe Finals. Line's been still working.
Fixed properly. It's still maybe a little too loose, and a standby net is going to be brought out.
Sure, we've got standby officials. And
hey, I've heard of broken backboards in basketball before, but I don't think I've ever seen them bring out a standby net during play in a hockey game.
Yeah, the problem is where the net attaches to the magnet. Apparently it is too loose, and they can't tighten it up. And we saw them working with it, playing with it, and you can see it moves very easily. So we're going to get a replacement net and post and magnet, I guess. So a delay here of a couple of minutes so far. And what are they going to do? Continue now? Maybe they'll wait for intermission to make the change.
Yeah, I think referee Andy Van Helleman said let's go, and they'll face off to the right of Grant Fuhr. Kings have a power play. Bukaboom is in the penalty box. Oilers are 1-2, and so are the Kings with a man advantage tonight. 3-3 the score. Here's Casper. Casper on the left side of the blue line. Left point to Nichols. Now back to Casper, but Huddy intercepts. Poked away from him, but now Messier with it. Kings have to get back. Messier to center. Messier's pass broken up by Duchesne. Duchesne at center, tipped it to Contos. Now back to Duchesne. Kings moving left to right, trying to take the lead for the 4th time tonight. Here's a pass to Tonelli. Tonelli on the right wing boards. Tonelli still with it over left side. Nichols shoots, and it's deflected up off the glass to the right point. Taken by Duchesne. Duchesne gives it down the right side to Condos. Condos checked below on the boards. He battles there, tried to hold it in play. Got in the corner up the middle. Tonelli shooting, save, and I think it hit the crossbar and came back in front, and Fuhr covered it up. Nichols is claiming it was in. The Kings are saying it was in. The light never went on, though. But that doesn't mean anything. If the referee or linesman saw it go in, it could be called a goal. But I don't think they're going to call it that way.
Well, if it's the linesman, he is going to be darn sure it went in. That's what the referee will ask one of the linesmen right now. He's going to say, did either one of you definitely see it go in? It's a definite yes or a no. and I think doesn't count in this situation. Point of view camera. The Kings are claiming it went up high right into the crossbar. Tonelli with the shot. The puck goes up, and yes, I think it did at the backside.
The back of the net.
The backside of the net under the crossbar. That puck was in.
And the Kings had a goal taken away from them the other night in Edmonton, as you recall. But
the minor officials are neutral. They're from Vancouver. The goal judge, one of the minor officials. But on that replay we saw, the puck definitely went in and came out quickly, hitting one of the metal stanchions behind the net up high.
They're not going to call it, Nick, and here is another reason to have the replay. It was right in the back and hit the stanchion right in the middle of the net, and they're not going to allow it, and the Kings are still arguing.
Well, Van Helleman didn't see it. Either of the linesmen saw it, Ron Finn or Randy Mitten, because even though Van Helleman and the goal judge may not have seen it, if Finn or Mitten did see it and they definitely knew it went in, they could award the goal, but obviously they weren't sure, so they can't award the goal. So twice in the last 2 nights, the Kings have had goals taken away, and that replay has clearly showed that the puck was in. Again, same angle. It's the best angle. Over the left shoulder, right there. You see it at the back of the net, and it came right back out. Hit Fuhr, bounced in the crease, and the Kings, the player on the right side, I think it was Nichols, saying, hey, that thing was in.
Nichols back to holler at the goal judge again. Boy, somebody, though, with that striped shirt on has got to be in position to see that, or let's get the replay. I said that the other night. This important games like this, Andy Van Helleman, the referee's got to have some help. Well, they don't allow it. It's still 3-3. And off the draw, the Oilers with it. Here is Lowe clearing it out to center ice. All the way back into the Kings zone. The Kings have 1:09 left to go on the power play. Twice in the series now, the Kings have scored and they didn't allow it. Here is Nichols to center. Nichols to the red line. Nichols, will he make sure this time? He gets it to Tonelli. Tonelli driving. Tonelli shooting. Glove saved by Fuhr, and he hangs on. Tonelli kind of took a swipe at him. We got a penalty, I think, against the Oilers for dragging Nichols down. And the Kings will have a 2-man advantage for 53 seconds.
Big break there. Kings on the attack. Let's see who's going to go off. Is it Muni? Messier can't believe it. The penalty at 15:55. And Muni goes off. So Bukaboom and Muni in the box. This penalty, 2 minutes for holding at 15:55. And the Kings with a glorious chance to take the lead for the 4th time tonight. Bob, just getting back to that disallowed goal a few moments ago. The disallowed goal in the last game, Game 6, as it turned out, wasn't a factor. Could be here tonight, obviously.
Grant Fuhr getting a break. Now the fans rising to their feet as the Kings have a 2-man advantage.
In this situation, you want to get possession, you want to get off a quick shot, go for that front of that net. You don't want to hesitate. You're going to get a good scoring opportunity, but you don't want to take too long, because then you're going to lose your time with a 2-man advantage. Now, the Kings, I don't know, are they questioning Mark Messier's stick? Wouldn't this be interesting? Messier was leaning on his stick. Now he goes over to the bench. I think maybe the Kings felt that Messier's stick was not sound. It maybe had a little chink in it, partially broken, and they wanted to make sure, and Messier goes over for a new stick right now.
3-3 the score. 4:05 to go, second period. Kings have a 2-man advantage on the power play for 53 seconds. Face off to the left of Grant Fuhr. Casper is out. Robitaille for the Kings. Nichols, Duchesne, and Gretzky. Face off in the Oilers zone. And on the draw comes to Gretzky up the middle. Here's Gretzky, Oilers zone with a 2-man advantage. Passing on the right side along the boards to Casper. Up the middle to Duchesne. Duchesne, left side, back to Casper in the right circle. Casper back to Duchesne. Duchesne top of the slot, back to Casper. Casper in deep. His pass knocked down and out to center ice. 33 seconds left to go in the 2-man advantage. Casper to Gretzky. Gretzky at the right point. Gretzky in front to Nichols. He scores! What a goal by Bernie Nichols! Bernie Nichols gets his second of the period. Gretzky fed it in front. Nichols stick handle tripped over the goaltender and tucked it inside the goalpost. And the Kings lead 4-3.
And they score with the two-man advantage, which means they still have the power play for another minute 32. Nichols from Gretzky and I believe Casper. Kings leading for the fourth time. 4-3 Kings.
Now the Kings still with a man advantage. Here's Duchesne to center. Left side. Kings Casper sends it down in deep in the Oilers zone. Oilers trying to break it up. Casper takes it away. Left side to Gretzky. His pass. He tried to shovel it to Nichols, but it was out of his reach and came out to center ice. Taken by Duchesne. Duchesne backpedals into the Kings zone. 3:05 to go. Second period. Kings up for the fourth time tonight. It's 4-3. Kings still with a power play for 55 seconds. Here's Gretzky. Gretzky at center ice. He's cut off by Tikkanen. Gretzky drops it over to Duchesne. Duchesne trying to get in. The Oilers are coming right out the blue line, and they'll take it away. Here's Tikkanen. Tikkanen at center ice. His pass tipped by Robitaille in the Oilers zone, but Steve Smythe back together. He gives it to Fuhr. Fuhr to Greg. Greg's pass just out of the reach of Gretzky. Comes down to center ice. Kings can't get this one set up. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Nichols at center. Nichols pass over to Gretzky. Left side. Gretzky's pass up the middle. Poked out to center ice by Tikkanen.
The Oilers meeting them right at the blue line, taking away the Kings passing game.
20 seconds to go on the power play. Nichols in the slot. Nichols over to Kuzminski. His shot blocked. And Messier with it. Kings have to get back. Messier to center. Messier ahead to Curry. Curry, Kings on. Curry comes to the top of the slot. Curry still with him. Passing down into Messier. Messier centers it in front. Tipped away. Duchesne with it. Kings come to center. 2-on-1. Here's Gretzky with Robitaille. Gretzky shoots. And it's deflected. And up out of play.
Sliding across, defenseman Kevin Lowe deflected the shot by Gretzky out of play. So the Kings' power play has expired, but they did score with a two-man advantage. Nichols, his fourth, second of the game. From Gretzky and Casper at 16:23. Kevin Lowe, one of the best shot blockers in the NHL. But the Kings with a go-ahead goal, another look at it. A feathered pass to Nichols down low. He's upended as he falls over the goaltender, but has the presence of mind to stay with the puck and backhand it in as he gets congratulated from behind. A nice little bear hug by Luc Robitaille. Nichols, 3 points tonight, 2 goals and an assist. He now has 10 playoff points. So 4 times the Kings have led here in the game.
Face off in the Oilers zone. The King bench looking on as Casper will take the draw with Tonelli and Duguay up front with him. Waters and Laidlaw back. Face off. Kings have it. Left point. Here is Waters. Waters drives it in deep, and it comes around the boards over to Lowe. Lowe cleared it ahead, and it's batted out to center ice, chased down by the Kings. Waters of the King line. His pass to center to Tonelli. Now around Duguay. Duguay to the red line. Duguay cut off. He sends it into the Oilers zone. 1:40 left to go here in the second period. Kings are up 4-3. Now back behind the Oiler net. The Oilers still with it. Move it up, and it's stolen right side by Casper. Casper into the corner. Gave it to Tonelli. Tonelli check. Tonelli fights for it with Lowe. They go down the ice. Where's the puck? It's still loose. And Tonelli's still battling for it. Casper is held up along the boards. Tonelli on his knees. Now gets up. Now fights with Carson for it. And the puck is still loose in the Oilers zone. Now tipped up the left side. The Oilers come to center. At center ice, Simpson. Over to Glenn Anderson. Anderson right side to Simpson. Simpson, King zone. Simpson cutting in front. He shoots. Save Rudy. Simpson again shoots. And another save by Rudy. Flat on his back. Kelly Rudy was flat on his back when Simpson got another chance, and Rudy made the save. The Kings still lead 4-3. Down the right side, and cutting in front was Simpson. And Simpson on the backhander got stopped by the stick of Rudy. With Rudy down, Simpson with it again. Left side. He waited, and with a glove outstretched and flat on his back, Kelly Rudy made the save. From behind the net on our point of view camera, Rudy is down. All he can do is reach up with his glove, and the puck comes right to his arm, and he knocks it down. That would have tied the game. Let's take another look at a third angle. Craig Simpson cutting in front. Stick save. Rebound. Right back to Simpson. Look at Rudy. He's trying to get up. He can't. Raises his glove, and it hit him just below the glove on his arm, and he covered it up. 4-3 Kings. 56 seconds to go, second period. Duchesne for the Kings to Gretzky. Gretzky in the Kings zone to Kennedy. Tipped away behind the net to Tikkanen. Tikkanen, Kings zone for the Oilers. To Messier. The shot is deflected. Curry from the right side. And a penalty against the Kings. Tikkanen got pulled down. Penalty against the Kings. 42 seconds left to go, second period. They're going to get Nichols. Bernie Nichols into the penalty box for hauling down Tikkanen as the Kings were coming out of the zone. Holding is the call to Bernie Nichols at 19-18.
The Kings penalty, number 9, Bernie Nichols, 2 minutes for holding.
So the Oilers go on the power play with a chance to tie it for the 4th time tonight as Robbie Fatorik looks on. The Kings were coming out of their own zone, and Tikkanen got held by Bernie Nichols. So the face-off coming with 42 seconds left to go in the second period. The Oilers with a chance at the end of the last period. Now late in this period on the power play again, and the face-off in the Kings zone. Here is Tikkanen to the blue line to Curry. Curry left side. Curry back to Tikkanen, left point. Tikkanen moves it over to the top of the slot, gets it back from Smythe. Tikkanen waits, gives it to Smythe right side. Now pass over to Curry. He didn't get it. Puck comes down in deep. 26 seconds ago. Here's Curry up the middle, shot by Smythe, wide. Rebound behind the net. Battled for, and out with it comes Tim Waters. Waters for the Kings, clears it. 14 seconds to go in the period. Oilers have to hustle. Here's Smythe in his own zone. Smith's pass to center. 7 seconds to go in the period. Pass left side. Curry shoots. Save Rudy. And the puck taken by Laidlaw, and time runs out. Kelly Rudy with a big save on Jari Curry. Curry got the puck on the left side, and he had a step on Laidlaw, and he fired, and Rudy with the save, and then Laidlaw sliding, deflected it into the corner and threw it behind the net as the final seconds ticked off the clock. In the second period, Craig Simpson got his second of the series. It was on the power play for the Oilers from Curry and Messier at 34 seconds to tie the game. Nichols got his third of the series from Taylor and Robitaille at 6:51. Then Lowe tied it again for the Oilers with his first of the series from Messier and Muni at 7:48, tied at 3. And then Bernie Nichols with his second of the game, fourth of the series. It came on the power play from Wayne Gretzky and Steve Kasper at 16:23. And the Kings had the lead at 4-3. What a second period, and we'll talk with Dodger pitcher Oral Hershiser about it. He's had a hockey background. It'll be Nick Nixon with Oral Hershiser.
12 years old, I came into hockey, and I like it a lot. And up there, the Canadians, I think they skate before they walk. So I caught up a little bit, but not all the way. I played a little bit at Bowling Green State University in Ohio and played for the intramural team there. And then I had to cut it out when I started to play professional baseball.
Were you any good at it?
I don't think I was as good as the guys that are on the ice out there, but I'm about a level or two below them. I had a chance to play at college, but not really to major junior A, which would be the step below this, the NHL. I don't think I could have played there.
You pitched this afternoon at the stadium across town, and you left in the 8th inning. They said a twinge. How is your elbow?
It feels fine right now. It's something I've pitched with a lot in the past, and it just twinged enough that early in this season, Ron Peranowski just said, well, I don't really want you to pitch the 9th, so let's just take you out here in the 8th and let Jay Howell or Alejandro Pena came in and got the save. But It's something I pitched with. I'm not really worried about it. The doctors have looked at it and they said it'll be okay.
So you should be available for your next start?
Oh, yeah, I'll be out there. I'm not going to miss a start.
You're watching the game tonight in the owner's box. How would you assess what you're seeing so far?
Well, I think the team's playing really well. I like the way they played the first period a lot better than the second period, even though we ended up ahead. It seemed like to me, and I'm not a hockey analyst, and I hope the guys don't get to watch this in the locker room, but it seemed like to me that we were allowing Edmonton to come into the zone a little bit too far, too deep, and the defense was kind of sagging. But when we got the puck, I think the guys did very well in the offensive end. We got a lot of shots, and we're keeping them off balance.
All right, stay healthy, and best of luck again this year. Thanks for the time.
All right, Nick.
Cy Young Award winner, World Series hero Oral Hershiser of the Los Angeles Dodgers has been our guest. And for appearing, Oral will receive a gift certificate for Barrie's Maxima Bel Air, which has the finest and up-to-date casual and elegant dresswear for you. We go to April 15th, 1976. The Philadelphia Flyers picked up a playoff record 30 penalties and a 5-4 loss to Toronto. The record was then broken in 1981 when the New York Rangers accumulated 31 in a game against the Kings. We're between periods 2 and 3 at the Great Western Forum, 4-3 Kings. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings hockey.
Putting the puck in front, and it is Joey Mullen, and that made it 3-2. Now in the third period, you'll see Doug Litzter tie the score. It goes off Brad McCrimmon in front, and here's the overtime goal now. Watch in front, a lot of traffic in front, and Joel Otto with Poplinski there, and it turns out Otto from Poplinski and Hokenlohe, 4-3. Calgary wins it, and boy, did they have to fight for the victory there tonight. But Calgary is in the Smythe Division Final against the winner of this team. We're joined now by Ken Baumgartner of the Los Angeles Kings. A lot of excitement in that game, but certainly a lot of excitement here as well tonight. What's your assessment of the first two periods so far, Ken?
Well, it's been end-to-end. I thought it would be a little tighter checking. Edmonton came back strong in the second period. A lot of power plays. The one goal was disallowed. You looked on the replay and looked like it was in, but I think Van Helmen may have gave the Kings a break, calling a penalty when they were already down one, enabling us to score in the power play. So the goal was disallowed, but we did get a break in the double penalties.
Well, Ken, you bring up the point of the power plays, and the Kings, again, 2 more power plays in this game. That gives them 10, I believe, for the series. And this is against the team that just doesn't allow power play goals, the Edmonton Oilers. Why the success there for the Kings so far?
Well, it's like anything. You get hot, and it's tough to stop a hot team. We've done a lot of extra work on the power play. Chris Kontos has helped a lot. He's got a great touch around the net. He can knock the puck out of the air like no one I've seen around before. Maybe their penalty killing just is having a tough time, and our power play's hot. You know, it happens through the year. Why can't it happen in playoffs? All
right, Ken, let's take a look then at the scoring in the second period. We'll talk a little bit about the goals. The Kings came into this period, and they were leading at the time by a score of 2-1. As the period got underway, Edmonton's Craig Simpson got a power play goal here for the Oilers.
That was a 3-on-1. Jimmy Reamer got a bad break. He was standing up at the play. The puck got by him, and Tommy Laylaw did all he could do.
Now, I'm sure you're going to admire the work here done by Dave Taylor on this goal by Bernie Nichols.
You know, he's been doing it for 10 years here in L.A., and only now are people really recognizing him for his efforts.
Just amazing here, the way he keeps the puck moving. And look at the control
along the boards.
And Bernie actually had time here to tee it up once he got that fine pass from Taylor and to beat Grant Fuhr. That made it 3-2 in favor of the Kings. But boy, Edmonton was able to answer right back as Kevin Lowe got the goal. Once again, it was Messier leading the play up the ice.
Messier over to Lowe. They crashed in net. They took our defense, and I don't think Kelly saw the puck. Well, he did the last moment, but it was too late.
Falling on his back, and that made it 3-3. Now we're going to take a look at the controversial no call here of a goal, and it appeared to be a goal. Watch the shot by John Tonelli. It appears to hit the back post and bounce back out.
What fooled, I think, everyone, it hit the back post, then it hit the bottom crossbar, then it came out. They didn't see it hit in the first post. They saw it hit in the second one.
So that didn't count, but nonetheless, the Kings were able to get a goal in the 2-man advantage by Bernie Nichols.
Beautiful play by Bernie. 5-on-3, goes to the net. He got the feed and took the check by the goalie to put it in.
So that's it. The Los Angeles Kings getting that goal, and they lead now at the end of 2 periods of play by a score of 4-3. Of course, the third period is coming up, but if the Kings can win, they will have a chance to play against the Calgary Flames in the Smythe Division Finals, which would start Tuesday night at Calgary. We'll have all the action for you here on Prime Ticket, beginning with Kings Corner at p.m. 1 period to go in regulation. The Kings lead 4-3.
Into the Kings zone, wide of the net. Duguay in to try and get it. Curry has it. Curry's pass deflected in front and then taken away by Waters. Waters for the Kings on his backhand, clears it to center. 54 seconds left to go on the penalty to Bernie Nichols. Puck taken by the Oilers. They start back out. They're moving left or right, and here is Messier at center. Messier brings it to the line, but he couldn't bring it in. One of the Oilers had been knocked down. It was Huddy, and then he got tripped by Laidlaw, and no call. King should have had another penalty there, but Laidlaw got away with it. Oilers with it. Left point. Huddy to Taken, his pass left side, now back to Huddy. Huddy to Taken, he shoots. Deflected in front. Wide to the right. 25 seconds ago on the power play for the Oilers. Here's Messier. Checked along the boards by Waters. Messier still with it. Throws it up the middle. Huddy, left side shot deflected, and Casper clears it for the Kings.
Oilers trying to move the puck quickly. Get that one-timing shot, shooting off the pass. But the Kings staying right with Edmonton. They're not breaking down in front.
Fans are counting down the penalty time. 1 second to go in it. Here's Carson for the Oilers. He drives it in behind the King net. Kings are back at full strength. Nichols is out. Nichols with it. Nichols for the Kings. Stick handles. Gets it at center. Trying to hit Gretzky. Gretzky left side. Gretzky shoots. Saved by Fuhr. A pad save. Then he batted it in midair. Now it comes to Gretzky. In front to Nichols and just out of his reach. And one of the Oilers ran into Fuhr, knocked him down, and knocked the net loose.
And of course the Oilers concerned with the welfare of their goaltender. 4-3 Kings will be back. This is the Los Angeles. We're back here at the Great Western Forum. Norm Lacombe inadvertently bumped his own goaltender, and Fuhr was shaken up on the play. Lacombe going into the crossbar. Second period statistics. Kings up 4-3. Shots 24 Edmonton, 23 Kings. Face-offs just about even. 15-14 edge Kings. Penalties all minors. 5 to Edmonton, 4 to the Kings in the power play. Oilers 1 of 2 and the Kings 2 of 4. The go-ahead goal by Nichols, a power play goal late in that second period.
Now the face-off will be to the right of Fuhr. Gretzky on the draw. He's got Contos on his left and Allison on his right. Steve Smythe for the Oilers tried to get it to Jimmy Carson. It bounced away up the middle of the blue line. Dean Kennedy shoots, save Fuhr. Rebound swept away in front by Carson. Kings try to hold it in. On the left side, it comes to the blue line. Poked by Kennedy, but now the Oilers clear it to center. Kennedy with it to Allison at the King line. Allison's pass to center to Contos. Now to Duchesne. Here's Duchesne into the Oilers zone. Left side, pulls up, trying to center it. It's tipped up in the air by Carson. Contos in to try and get it. Now to Duchesne. Duchesne spinning. He's pulled down at the blue line and no penalty. Norm Lacombe all over him. Now at center ice. Duchesne back to get it. And it is tipped away into the Kings zone toward Kelly Rudy. He directs traffic, gets it to Kennedy. Kings are up 4-3. Third period. Here's Gretzky. Sends it to the Oiler line. Randy Gregg back to get it. Now the Oilers in their own zone. Check thrown by the Kings. Here's Kruzhelnyski shooting, and it's just wide as he got dragged down. He got a good shot, Nick, for being dragged down. He's so strong, but the shot went wide. Oilers skating left to right, trailing 4-3. Send it all the way down to the Kings zone. Waters back to get it. Behind the King net, he pulls up. He's double-teamed. He's checked hard, but he got it over to Dale DeGray. DeGray ahead to Casper and out of his reach at center ice. Comes all the way back into the Oilers zone. Fuhr leads it for Craig Muni. Muni behind his own net. Checked by McSorley. Oilers start to come out. Here's Glenn Anderson. He gets it on the right side to Simpson. Simpson to Messier. King zone. Now to Anderson. His shot blocked into the corner by Dale DeGray. Waters with it. He tried to send it to the blue line. He did, and it rolls out to center ice. Casper took it away for a moment from Simpson, but then it rolled to Kevin Lowe. Lowe, the Oilers, sends it into the King zone. DeGray gets it around to Taylor. Taylor checked along the boards by Messier. The puck is in the King zone, taken by Waters. Waters sends it around to Dale DeGray. Here's DeGray on the right side. Kings are up 4-3, third period. DeGray passing ahead. It's kicked off the skate of Taylor into the Oilers zone. Driving forward. Here is Taylor. Taylor left side. Taylor to the blue line to Weimer, but it was offside. And oh, did Nichols take a hard check from Bukaboom. It is 4-3 Kings, third period. We'll be right back. This is a
sellout crowd of 16,005. It's been a record-setting year attendance-wise for the Los Angeles Kings. 16:20 to play. 4-3 Kings.
Oilers come to center ice. Both teams are at full strength. Here's Jari Kurri. Curry's pass to take it in back to Curry. Curry shooting, blocked by Laidlaw. Curry shooting, save. Rebound just goes wide to the left goal post. Again, a block shot almost leads to an Oiler goal. Kings come to center. Here's Weimer to Gretzky. Gretzky, Oilers zone. Gretzky's pass broken up. Kings have to get back. Pass on the right side. 2-on-2. Oilers with it. Huddy dropped it. Right side. Curry up the middle. Shot deflected. Now Huddy shooting, blocked again. Tikkanen shooting and tipped wide by Curry. Puck taken by Gretzky. Gretzky for the Kings. Up the left wing to center. Gretzky checked by Curry in front of the Oiler bench. Gretzky still with it, but now the Oilers have it at center ice. Huddy sends it to the King line, taken away there by Kennedy. Here's Kennedy. Drives it to the Oiler line, tipped away. Oilers with it. Down across the line is Carson. Right side, he shoots. Save, Rudy! On the shot by Jimmy Carson. Duchesne in the corner. Duchesne in the Kings zone. Duchesne has it on his stick. He brings it to center. Nice move. Duchesne to Robitaille. Robitaille rolls it across the Oiler line. Oilers break it up. Out at center ice, Nichols with it for the Kings. 15:09 to go. Third period. Nichols to Robitaille. Down the middle. He's pulled down. Penalty to the Oilers. Jimmy Carson. Kings will go on the power play with a 4-3 lead. This is the Los Angeles Kings.
That Gretzky deal in the box for hooking Luc Robitaille, his former buddy from the Quebec Junior League. Robitaille had a half a step. Carson the stick under Luc's left arm. Kings in the power play for the 5th time tonight. Kings lead it 4-3.
Face-off in the Oilers zone to the right of Grant Pure. Casper, Contos, Gretzky up front. Duchesne and Nichols back of the points. Kings with it. Nichols with it. Nichols, top of the circle. Now to Contos. Contos with a pass over on the right side to Gretzky. Gretzky to the blue line to Duchesne. Oilers zone. Duchesne to Nichols for the hat trick. He shoots and it's wide to the right. Rebound held in by Gretzky, but his pass taken away. Now the Kings. Contos with it. Rolls away from him, and the Oilers clear it to center. 1:40 to go in the power play for the Kings. 14:39 to go, third period. Kings 4, Oilers 3. Here is Nichols to Robitaille. Robitaille over to Gretzky, right side, Oilers zone. Gretzky up the middle to Duchesne to the blue line, now to Nichols, left side. Nichols shooting, saved by Pure. Rebound, Robitaille. Robitaille left side to Nichols. Nichols sends a pass high into the corner, bounced away from Contos. Low with it, he tried to clear it. Duchesne held it in, but now it's tipped away by Messier. Messier left side, Nichols back. Messier cutting in, poked by Rudy, and Nichols falls on it, and so does Rudy. And now with Nichols down on his knees, he gets a little bit of a cross-check from Messier.
Pretty good defensive play by the Kings.
You know, they just held Messier up for a second at center ice. I think it was somebody got a stick on his shoulder, not enough to get a penalty, but it held him up.
Puck came back to the point. It was Duchesne who couldn't keep it in. Then Duchesne right there holds him up on the left arm. I looked for a penalty. It wasn't called. Then Nichols hustled back to force Messier wide. He grabbed a hold of him, pushed the strong Messier away from getting a good scoring opportunity. Puck rolls into Kelly Rudy, and Rudy covers up. Well, all the celebrities are here tonight. Donald Sutherland, a native of Toronto. He is here watching. Not real excited now, but he will be. Believe us, he will be. Of course, it depends on who he's rooting for.
Well, that's right. 4-3 in favor of the Kings, and if he's a Maple Leaf fan, no wonder he looks like that. Face off to the right of Kelly Rudy. The Kings still have 1:06 left to go in the power play with Jimmy Carson in the penalty box for the Oilers. Face off in the Kings zone. And on the draw, the loose puck, Kings with it. Here's Gretzky. A goal and an assist tonight. He gets it back to Allison. Allison to Dale DeGray with room, right side. He moves in deep. Sends it around the boards off on the left side to Taylor. DeGray to Taylor. Taylor checked along the boards. Gets help from Kruzhelnyski. Puck comes loose. Gretzky swoops in to try and get it. Sends it around behind the net. Here's DeGray and Tikkanen in the corner. DeGray with it to Kruzhelnyski. Kruzhelnyski along the boards to the blue line now to Jim Weimer. Weimer, top of the slot. Shoots just wide to the left. Puck comes off the boards and Taylor holds it in. 33 seconds to go in the power play. Into Gretzky, left wing corner. Gretzky's pass deflected out to center by Curry, and Weimer back to get it to Taylor. Taylor gives it to Gretzky. Gretzky into the Oilers zone. Gretzky pulls up the blue line, gives it to Taylor left side. Here's Taylor. Down to Weimer at the blue line, right side. DeGray shoots wide. Rebound is going to come out to center ice. 12 seconds to go in the King power play. Kings lead 4-3. Puck taken by the Kings again. Here's Gretzky. He's got a man in front. Kruzhelnyski, and Messier got back to break it up just in the nick of time for the Oilers. Good play by Messier. Here's Messier to center. Messier left wing trying to get around DeGray. Shoots, save, Rudy. Puck comes to Weimer. Tipped away in behind the King net. It comes loose again. Glenn Anderson. Anderson's pass tipped out to center by Casper with a nice play. Oilers back to their own blue line. They're back at full strength. Pass up to center ice. Here's Anderson to Messier. Messier left point. Messier into Anderson. He sent it right through in front of the net. Puck comes around on the right wing side. Oilers hold it in. Now Tonelli throwing a check. Who's got the puck? Down the right side. Kennedy with it. Kennedy dropped it off. Kings try to clear it. Tonelli with it up the center and out of the reach of McSorley. 12:24 to go, third period. Kings up 4-3. McSorley throws a check in the Oilers zone on low. Puck is in the right wing corner. Nichols with it. Nichols to Tonelli. Didn't get it. Oilers come back. 2-on-2 to center. Here is Carson to the King line. Carson left side. Stops. Shoots. Deflected by Kennedy. And one of the Kings gets knocked into the net. Duchesne, and the net gets dislodged.
Yeah, I think Simpson complaining that he was tied up by Duchesne and there should have been an interference call. We'll be back. 4-3 Kings. Blocked, and Simpson driving for the front of the net is tied up by Duchesne, and Duchesne loses his balance and falls right into the post, knocking that net loose.
Carson and Nichols on the draw. Nichols wins the draw to Kennedy. Kennedy checked to the back of the net. The Oilers dig it out. Here is McClellan, right corner. McClellan checked by Duchesne. Puck is sent in front. Save Rudy on a try from right in front by Lacombe. Now up to center. Kings with it down the middle. Robitaille shoots. He hit the goal post. Robitaille with a great effort hit the goal post. Back comes Carson. Carson to the King line. Carson comes across the line, throws it top of the slot, taken away by Taylor. Taylor to Duchesne. He tipped it into the Oilers zone. It'll be icing if the Oilers get to it. Oh, they don't, as Robitaille went face first into the boards, but he touched it first, and then it's covered by Bukavu.
Great effort by Luc Robitaille on the shot that hit the post, and right there to delete the icing.
4-3 Kings, third period. Let's pause for station identification.
Camera right there off the post. Grant Fuhr beaten on a great individual effort by Robitaille, but he hit the outside of the post. Second angle. You see Robitaille churning, leans into Charlie Huddy, moves in, one-hands the shot off the post and into the corner. And then a great effort by Robitaille, just out battling Smythe for position to prevent the icing call.
Now after the draw in the Oilers zone, the Oilers have it. 4-3 Kings. Pass to the blue line, tipped up in the air and bounces out to center ice. Oilers with it to the King line. McTavish checked, and the puck taken at the left point by Tikkanen with a drive blocked by DeGray. Now the loose puck, Oilers with it. DeGray throws a hard check, Tikkanen with it to Smythe. He shoots, saved by Rudy. Stick save. Oilers with it again. McClellan behind the King net, a wraparound, and a save by Rudy. And he covers up, sitting in the crease.
Jamming the net. McTavish upset now that he's being held by Ron Finn, the linesman. McClellan, big, strong winger, trying to walk out. Tim Waters slow in getting up. He was part of that pile-up as Rudy made the save. We'll get a look at it on the simulcast. The Oilers picking it up. McClellan trying the walkout. Actually, it was McTavish, not McClellan. Rudy the save, it's just sitting there, and finally one of the Kings just kind of push it into the snow, which is piled up outside the left post. So McTavish with the walkout as the Oilers press to try and tie the game for the fourth time. McTavish is getting a penalty along with one of the Kings. Dale DeGray, coincidental minors, each get roughing minors here at 9:05.
Robbie Vitoric talking to Wayne Gretzky over on the King bench. 10:55 to go, third period. Kings 4, Oilers 3. And a face-off outside the King blue line. It'll be Casper facing off against Messier. Kings have Casper with Krujolniski and McSorley. Now at center ice, the puck lifted by Randy Gregg. Into the King zone, and back to get it is Laidlaw for the Kings. Laidlaw to Jim Weimer. Weimer's pass up to center ice. McSorley on the right side drives it into the Oilers zone. Both teams at full strength. Pass to the King line by Gregg, broken up by Weimer. Weimer to Krujolniski, just out of his reach on the left side. Gregg breaks it up. Gregg chased in behind the Oiler net, and it comes free to McSorley. Kings with it, Oilers zone. McSorley spins along the right wing boards. He's double teamed, and the puck is chopped over to Messier. Messier gets it to center. Here to the line is Anderson. His pass hit the skate there of Simpson. Kings with it. Jim Weimer. Weimer to center to the red line. Lifts it high in the air into the corner of the Oilers zone. 10:08 to go, third period, 4-3 Kings. Here's Messier, his pass to center, taken on the left side by Anderson with Simpson. Anderson driving, shoots, and a save by Rudy. Rebound back behind the King net. Tip to Kennedy. Kennedy tips it right side to Nichols. Nichols clears it out the center ice and into the Oilers zone.
Well, you know you're going to see a lot of Messier and Anderson and Curry, the proven veterans, using their speed, just driving for the front of the net.
4-3 Kings. Puck comes into the Kings zone. Kennedy checked by Tikkanen. Kennedy got knocked down, covers up on it, and then makes a hand pass over to Nichols for the whistle.
Smart play. No one was around him. He may have been caught for delay of the game. Although a penalty like that you probably wouldn't see here in the third period of the 7th game of the series with one goal separating the two clubs, but smart play by Dean Kennedy. Bernie Nichols, a factor tonight. He's been a factor all season long, hasn't he? A career year for Bernie Nichols. He's got 2 goals and an assist this evening, 4 playoff goals, 10 playoff points, and his goal on the power play is the go-ahead tally.
Now on the face-off to the right of Rudy. Oilers with it, pass in front. Tikkanen couldn't get it. Taken on the right side by Muni. Muni in deep, drops it off on the right wing boards to Curry. Curry, right corner. Curry drives behind the net. Curry around the left side. He spins, he's still got it. He goes down the net again. Back in front, backhander, deflected into the crowd. Kennedy stayed with it.
Gary Curry complaining that someone knocked it down with a stick above the shoulder to put it out of play, but he won't get that call. Appeared to go off Kennedy and out of play. Point of view angle again behind the net. Curry is going to go behind the cage and walk out, turning backhand, trying to get a little angle, and it goes off Kennedy's stick and right up into the crowd. So the faceoff stays inside the attacking zone. Gary Curry, one of the 3 Oiler goal scorers tonight, tied for 3rd in NHL playoff history with 82 career goals. Carson is out to take the draw. Remember in Game 5 in the waning minutes, Carson, the Oilers won 7 straight draws.
Carson against Bernie Nichols in the Kings zone to the left of Kelly Rudy. 4-3 Kings, 9:15 to go, third period. And on the draw this time, it hit the skate of the linesman Randy Mitten, and the Kings lifted high in the air to center ice. It's batted offside by Muni. Robitaille lifted it high in the air, but offside call. We'll be right back.
This Rudy scrambling to stop play, and Andy Van Hellemond skates over to the scorer's table, the penalty boxes, and it looks like the Kings are going to get a penalty. Tikkanen tied up in front. Holding will be the call, and Steve Duchesne goes to the box.
Los Angeles penalty to number 28, Steve Duchesne. 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 11:47.
Apparently, Tikkanen was held by Duchesne from getting that loose puck. The puck came to the top of the slot. The shot by Huddy, you see right there, Nichols fanned on it. And Rudy makes the save, spinning as Tikkanen, but Tikkanen is held away from the rebound by Duchesne. So Van Hellemond ruling there that a scoring chance was prevented. Point of view angle on our replay. Duchesne tying up Tikkanen, the save right there. Tikkanen spins, can't get the rebound because he's being held from behind. Oilers on the power play for the 4th time tonight. They are 6 of 30, excuse me, Bob, in the series, and 1 of 3 tonight.
Messier against Simpson on the draw. Kings can't clear it. It rolled away from Duguay. Held in, and now it comes to Waters, and he clears it off the boards back into the Oilers zone. Smythe and Tikkanen are back of the blue line. Smythe in deep, checked by Ron Duguay. Now the Oilers start to come back to center. They're down by a goal. Here's Messier on the power play, giving it to Glenn Anderson, right side. Anderson into Messier, back to Anderson, back to Messier, up the middle and out to center ice and into the Oilers zone. They tried to get it to Tikkanen into the blue line, and he couldn't get it. 7:41 to go, third period. Oilers on the power play. Up to center, here's Tikkanen, drives it over the head of Laidlaw into the Kings zone. Waters hooks it into the corner. Puck is loose. Anderson with it there. He's checked along the boards. Where's the puck? And Anderson digs it out for the Oilers. Anderson against the left wing boards, checked by Nichols. Gretzky's also there. And the puck comes loose to Gretzky. Gretzky slides it over to Waters. Takes his time in front of the King bench, and he clears it into the Oilers zone and takes a hard check from Steve Smythe. 58 seconds up to go in the King penalty to Duchesne. 4-3 Kings. Oilers come to center. Here's Gary Curry. Curry passed it back out to center ice and offside called against the Oilers.
Oilers unable to get that power play set up. The Kings' aggressiveness here thus far early on the penalty killing situation has paid off. They've forced a couple of turnovers. Nichols and Gretzky double teaming the Oilers along the boards to clear it out originally. Yari Curry for the Oilers. Messier, Carson, Huddy, and Lowe as the power play winds down. 50 seconds left. The Oilers looking for their first shot on this power play. Kings lead it 4-3. The Oilers have never led in the game. They have tied it up on 3 occasions.
Now a little debris out on the ice. Kevin Lowe noticed it, and they picked that up. First draft choice ever for the Oilers, Kevin Lowe. Kelly Rudy, a late addition to the Kings this year, and what an addition that has been. Ron Duguay comes over to the King bench just before this faceoff, which is outside the King blue line. He's talking with Brian Maxwell, the King coach. And now he goes back to talk with the King goaltender. Shots in the third period. Oilers 7, Kings 3. Kings are up 4-3. Duguay's ready to go. He relayed the message to Kelly Rudy. Face-off outside the King line. Casper on the draw with Messier, and the Oilers have it. 45 seconds to go in their power play. Puck is driven down into the King zone. Waters with it, can't clear it. Messier holds it in. Messier along the right wing boards. Messier still with it. To the blue line to Huddy. Back to Messier, right side. Messier in deep now, gets it, or trying to get it back, and he did, into the corner. Now gives it into Curry. Back to Messier, right wing side, King zone. Messier in the circle, waits, gives it to Curry. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Curry's pass through to the left side, tipped wide as Huddy came sneaking in, or Lowe came sneaking in, and the Kings clear it. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Here comes the Oilers. Huddy. Huddy to center. Drives it into the King zone. Huddy in deep with Kennedy. Kennedy with it. Can he clear it? No. Curry at the left point. Power play's over. Oilers still have it. Here's Messier to the blue line. He drives it in around to Huddy. Right side. Huddy flipped it back in deep, then got it back again. Huddy checked. The puck is behind the King net. Poked by Nichols over to Weimer. Weimer's pass stolen by Messier. Messier to the blue line. To Lowe. To Messier. Broken up. Not clear. Here's Lowe. The Kings had Gretzky out at center, too. If they had cleared it, he'd have had a breakaway. Now the Oilers still moving around. It is taken away by Nichols to Weimer. Up the center. Pass over to Gretzky. 3-on-2 for the Kings. Now to Weimer. Weimer to Gretzky. Gretzky going behind the net. Gretzky. The net gets dislodged. Penalty. Penalty to Kevin Lowe. The Kings will go on the power play with a 4-3 lead. This is the Los Angeles Kings.
The goal from its moorings. Gretzky on the 3-on-2. You see a defenseman go down, and Lowe coming in right there, nudges the net. A gutsy call by referee Andy Van Hellemond, but he made it, no hesitation.
Well, there shouldn't have been any hesitation. That was clear as day that Lowe dislodged the net on purpose. How about if he does that with less than 2 minutes to play, Nick?
Seen that a couple of times this year. A penalty shot would have been awarded.
Kings are up 4-3. Face-off in the Oilers zone. The draw won by the Oilers zone, and Randy Gregg trying to clear it, and it is held in by Weimer at the blue line, but now it comes to center to Taylor. Taylor for the Kings over to Robitaille. Robitaille in the Oilers zone into Taylor. Taylor sends it over to Nichols. Here's Nichols, sent it behind the Oiler net, and tried to roll it in front of Robitaille, tipped away. Robitaille over to Nichols. Nichols left side, back to the blue line to DeGray. Scores! The shot came from the right side by Dale DeGray on the power play, and the Kings lead 5-3.
I have never seen Grant Fuhr this upset, but the Oilers now on verge of being eliminated as the Kings have taken a 2-goal lead, and no team has come back in this series from a 2-goal deficit to win a game. Dale DeGray with a rifle shot from about 45 feet Fuhr banging his stick on the ice again. He is really upset. There was a lot of traffic in front. The power play goal. Nichols with the puck. A behind the back blind pass to DeGray, who just one-times it. A good low drive. Fuhr goes down but didn't make the stop, and I don't know what he's complaining about. I didn't see any interference. Okay, Fuhr right there battling along with Dave Taylor. Went sliding to his right. Taylor right at the edge of that goal crease, and I'm sure that's why Fuhr is complaining.
Well, I think Taylor bumped into Fuhr and knocked him off balance. And Fuhr thought it should have been interference on Taylor. But Fuhr, who is furious, doesn't get the call. The Kings are up 5-3.
Dale DeGray's last goal before that one was December 21st. He went the entire second half without a goal. You talk about heroes coming out of sometimes nowhere in this series for big goals. Jim Weimer, now Dale DeGray. Chris Contos time and time again.
What a nice play by Nichols. He had nobody in front, so he just swept it out to the right point. Now the Oilers, Curry shooting, and a stick save by Rudy. Curry again, sent it behind the net. Comes around to Gretzky. Gretzky ahead to Allison. And we've got a whistle. I think the King net is dislodged. It is.
It's been commonplace here this evening, that net coming loose. 5-3 Kings. DeGray from Nichols and Robitaille at 14:50. Another power play goal. 3 of 6 tonight for the Kings in the power play. And the power play has been a big factor in this series, especially for the Kings in their own building. At home, they have scored 10 power play goals in the series. Dave Taylor as DeGray takes the shot. Taylor right there, moves in. Fuhr nudged a little bit. Hard to tell from there, but Fuhr complained that Taylor interfered with him.
Well, Taylor definitely bumped him, and Fuhr was off balance when the shot went by him, and he was really hopping back.
Everybody is up, and I think they're going to stay this way, Bob.
4:54 to go, third period. Kings 5, Oilers 3. 7th game. Kings at one point in the series were down 3 games to 1. And off the face-off in the King zone, Allison gives it to Laidlaw. Laidlaw spinning, and it is cleared out to center and back into the Oilers zone by Contos. Kings have Gretzky, Contos, and Allison up front. Here come the Oilers. Curry to the red line. Curry drives it into the King zone. Tipped back along the boards by Rudy. Oilers hold it in. Curry's pass in behind the net. Waters comes in to get it. Here's Waters around the right side. Gretzky had been knocked down. Waters clears it to center. Oilers with it again. Here is Smythe at center ice. Contos behind him. Smythe drives it into the King zone. Back in behind the net goes Waters. Waters drives it off the boards to McSorley. He couldn't clear it. Waters with it again. Now to McSorley again. McSorley gets it up to Gretzky to center with Contos. Here's Gretzky. Makes a move into the Oilers zone and tipped off his stick back to center. He and Contos got mixed up. Now Gretzky sends it into the Oilers zone with 3:58 to go, third period. 5-3 Kings. Oilers come back, left side, King zone. Simpson driving, shooting, blocked by Kennedy. Puck comes over to McSorley, and he clears it out to center. Here's Anderson back to get it. His pass taken away by Kennedy at center, and he drives it into the Oilers zone. 3:40 to go, third period. Kings up by 2. McSorley battling along the boards. Oilers with it. Anderson checked by Casper. Anderson gives it on the right side to Simpson. Back to Anderson. Anderson shoots, save Rudy. Rudy tried to clear it himself. He didn't. At the right point, the Oilers hold it in, but now McSorley muscles it out to center. Taken by Glenn Anderson. Anderson drives it right back into the King zone. Chased in by Kennedy. Kennedy checked behind the net. Puck is to the left of the King net and covered up there. 3:11 to go, third period. 5-3 Kings. This game is coming to you from the Great Western Forum.
Kings hockey is brought to you by Toyota. Whatever car or truck you choose, you'll love the quality. Who could ask for anything more? By Stroh's and Stroh Light. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is spoken here. And by Carl's Jr. Try our charbroiler chicken sandwiches only at Carl's Jr.
Bob Miller, Nick Nixon here at the Great Western Forum. Face off in the King zone. The sellout crowd, 16,005 on their feet, screaming, cheering. 3:11 to go, third period. Kings 5, Oilers 3. Face off to the right of Kelly Rudy. Here's Bernie Nichols out. 2 goals, 2 assists tonight for Nichols. He's facing off against Jimmy Carson. And on the draw, the puck taken by the Kings. Laidlaw, he spun around in the corner. Curry with it. Curry gets checked. Puck comes out to Lowe. Kevin Lowe, the Oilers, trying to get it to Tikkanen. Tikkanen spins, kicks it behind the net. Now Tikkanen into the right wing corner. Tikkanen checked there along the boards by Nichols. Puck is dropped off on the right side to Curry. Curry comes to the blue line. Curry still with it. Left side. Curry's pass over to Muni. Muni takes a shot. Now he shoots. Deflected up in the air and a penalty coming up against the Kings. Uh-oh, look out now. 2:41 to go, third period. The Kings get called for a penalty. Let's see who's going to go. Taylor, well, maybe not. Tim Waters is going to get the penalty. What a yeoman's job he's done in this series. Came to the Kings this year as a free agent from the Winnipeg Jets. He gets 2 minutes for holding. 2:41 to go, third period. Kings are up 5-3. The face-off will be in the Kings zone. Waters sits down. 17-19 the time of the holding penalty to Waters. The Oilers kept it in play. Muni faked a shot. 2 Kings went down, and in front of the net, Waters has got his arm around the back of one of the Oilers, and he gets the penalty. It was Jimmy Carson in front that was held. Now Grant Fuhr, the Oiler goaltender, is standing all the way out near the blue line. He may come off if the Oilers win the draw, and then their net would be open, but they'd have a 2-man advantage. Again, the 16,000 fans rise to their feet. 2:41 to go, third period. Kings 5, Oilers 3. Steve Kasper will face off with the Kings against Messier of the Oilers. Now they pulled Fuhr. Fuhr is off. The Oiler net is empty with 2:41 left. The Kings are killing a penalty so they can shoot at the empty net from anywhere on the ice and not be called for icing. And Kasper wins the draw. It is in deep. Here is Kennedy. Kennedy in the corner. Kings zone, shovels it, but it's taken away by Messier. The Oiler net is empty. Messier, top of the right side, moves it left side. Here is Curry shooting wide. Rebound off the boards and out to center ice. Carson back to get it. 2:22 to go, third period. Oilers down by 2. They've got a 2-man advantage, but their net is empty. Here is Tikkanen down the right side of the Kings zone. He drives it down in deep. Kennedy back to get it. He's checked hard into the boards. Tikkanen pokes it over behind the net. Huddy drops it off, then gets it back. Huddy to the blue line to Curry. Curry back to Huddy left side, now to Curry. Curry top of the slot over to Carson. Back to Curry. Curry top of the slot, moves it left side to Messier. Messier checked by Duguay. Now up the middle to Curry. Curry right side. Shot is blocked by Kennedy. The shot by Tikkanen. 1:49 to go, third period. Tikkanen right side. Tikkanen waits. Pass in deep to Huddy. Fanned on it. Saved by Rudy. Charlie Huddy fanned on his first attempt. Point of view camera behind the net. Huddy fanned, then reached out, and Rudy down on his knees made the stop. 1:43 to go, third period. Kings 5, Oilers 3. A minute 2 to go in the King penalty. The Oiler net is wide open, so in effect, they've got a 2-man advantage. Faceoff will be to the left of Kelly Rudy. Kings have Steve Kasper out. He'll take the draw against Messier. Kings with a 2-goal lead. And on the draw, Kings with it. Not cleared. Now it is cleared. Here's Gretzky with an empty net. Gretzky, he shoots. He scores! Cup champion this season. Kevin Lowe of the Oilers can't believe it. Their reign is over. 1:35 to go in the third period. Kings lead on Gretzky's empty net shorthanded goal, 6-3. With his 10th shorthanded goal of the playoff career, and the Oilers, with their heads bowed, they will not skate with the cup this season. Kasper gets an assist. 18:25 the time of the goal. It comes with 1:35 left in the third. Short-handed goal by Gretzky into the empty net. The Kings are 1:35 away from advancing and from doing what only 5 teams in the 73-year history of the NHL has ever done. That's come from behind, down 3-1. Oilers with it. Here's Smythe across the line. Left side to Simpson. His pass back over to Messier. Shot it wide. Now up the middle. Oilers with it. Randy Gregg shoots, and it's deflected. 1:15 to go. Third period. Kings 6, Oilers 3, and the Kings clear it. Oilers still have the power play, remember now, but Fuhr is back in. We'll be going to the ice for all the celebration at the end of the game. Don't go anywhere. Puck taken on the right side by Messier. 1 minute to go in the third period. Messier to Gregg, to Messier, to Gregg, right point. His pass broken up by Kennedy. Kennedy trying to clear it. Can't do it. Pass left side to Smythe. It comes out to center ice. 43 seconds to go. Nick Nixon is down at ice level. We'll have interviews at the end of this game. Here is Messier. Messier in the King zone. His pass broken up by Duchesne to Kennedy to center with 30 seconds to go. Ahead to Gretzky. Gretzky, check, now comes in. Goes behind the Oiler net. Gretzky with it there. Up the middle. Duchesne shoots. Saved by Fuhr. Puck taken by the Kings again with 20 seconds to go, third period. Duchesne to Nichols for the hat trick. Saved by Fuhr, and he covers up. Seconds left, and the Kings will advance. Want to tell you right now, playoff tickets for the next series go on sale Sunday, that's tomorrow at 9 a.m. at the Forum box office and Ticketmaster. Priority numbers will be given out at 8 a.m. at the Forum only. Again, a reminder, our post-game show, but before we even get to that, we'll be on the ice for all the Kings celebration. Face off to the left of Fuhr. The Kings will meet the Calgary Flames in the next series, starting in Calgary Tuesday night. Now the crowd's counting it down. 7 seconds, and the Oiler reign is over. 3, 2. Oh, hold it. It's not over yet. Offside is called. There's still 3 seconds to go. Everybody's celebrating, but a whistle had blown. Now they run off the 3 seconds. The game is over. The Kings advance. Handshake out at center ice. The Oilers are through. The Kings have won. And the Kings and the Oilers move side by side and congratulate one another at center ice. Let's go to Nick Nixon. Let's go to Nick Nixon right now. Los Angeles. Gretzky, McSorley right ahead of him. congratulating their former teammates. Steve Smythe leans over to talk to Kruzhelnicki and pat him. Gretzky talking with Muni. Now let's go to Nick Nixon on the ice.
You mentioned the circumstances, of course.
We held our ground when we had to. We won one game in the first four, and we always believed. That was always a key. And we're going to the next round. We have to believe in that one also.
Congratulations on a great effort, Kelly.
Thanks. Our job's not done, though.
Kelly Rudy, the winning goaltender here tonight for the Los Angeles Kings. The Kings have advanced. They'll meet Calgary next week. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings.
The Kings have defeated and eliminated the defending Stanley Cup champion Edmonton Oilers 6-3 in the 7th and deciding game here tonight. In the third period, 2 goals, both by the Kings. Dale DeGray, his first of the series and first since December 21st on the power play from Bernie Nichols and Luc Robitaille at 14:50 to make it 5-3 Kings. And then the Oilers pulled their goaltender with 2:41 left because they had a power play. Their net was wide open. Wayne Gretzky got his 4th of the series, an empty net short-handed goal. And Bruce McNall, the King owner, is being congratulated right now in the middle of a swarm of people here at the Great Western Forum. What a birthday present for the Kings owner. Casper assisted on that goal by Gretzky at 18:25, and the Kings have won the 7th and deciding game in this playoff series. And as I said, the Oilers are eliminated. There's going to be a new Stanley Cup champion this season. What a series we had here. It started in the 105-degree heat in Los Angeles. The Kings had the flu. Kelly Rudy, John Tonelli, the rest of them. The Kings got behind in the series, losing game 1, battled back, then were down 3-1 in the series. Only 5 times in the history of the NHL had a team come back from that deficit to win a 7th and deciding game, and the Kings did it here tonight in front of a raucous crowd. So that means the Kings go on to the next series, the Smythe Finals. It'll be the Kings against the Calgary Flames. It starts Tuesday in Calgary. We'll be at the Olympic Saddle Dome on television at 6 p.m. and check the listings for radio that night. The first 2 games will be in Calgary before we come back to Los Angeles. Coming up on our post-game show, our player of the game, 2 goals and 2 assists.
Bernie Nichols. He'll be talking with Nick Nixon in just a few moments. They have done it. They have come from a 3-1 deficit in this series to become only the 6th team in National Hockey League history to fight back from a deficit of 3-1 to win. The Kings winning the final score tonight 6-3, and our player of the game, one of our post-game guests, many post-game guests, as it's turned out to be a big part in tonight's victory, veteran Bernie Nichols with 2 goals and 2 assists. Bernie, congratulations. What a great effort.
It sure was, Nick. We never gave up, and, you know, I thought we'd done real well up there to win, and I knew everybody was confident coming home, and tonight our goaltender played so well. Kelly played just unbelievable, and everybody else just, you know, we played so well, and they never quit, and, you know, I guess it kind of made it interesting for everybody.
The Kings never lost or had the lead 3 times, 4 times. The Oilers never had a lead tonight. What was the key as far as tonight's game was concerned?
Well, obviously, I think we wanted to get the lead. You know, I feel we play a lot better with the lead, but, you know, we got the lead, they'd tie it. We'd go ahead one, they'd tie it. You know, they never quit, but, you know, we got a real big goal there late in the third to kind of ice the game. But, boy, it was a tough battle out there tonight.
And you chipped in with a couple of goals in that second period. The first goal, your 3rd of the playoffs. Great work by Dave Taylor and Luc Robitaille. Replay this one for us.
Real great pass by Davey here. Simpson's right on me, but he's really not paying too much attention to me. And Davey does so much work here, and he makes a Wayne Gretzky pass here. It's just an unbelievable pass. He feathers it through. And I know Grant's going to come across fast, and hopefully his legs will be open, and they were, and I was fortunate to get us through.
That goal made it 3-2 Kings from Taylor and Robitaille at 6:51. Then with a 2-man advantage, a great effort.
Yeah, great pass by Wayne here. I went through the defense, and he just got it to me. And I was hoping Grant would come out, and he did, and it was a pretty good stick work there to get it around. It felt good.
Bernie, you were here for the Miracle on Manchester in '82. You're here in '89. I guess we'll call it the Miracle on Manchester 2. Similar feeling, different feelings?
Well, for me, this was a lot better. You know, I didn't play, or I was in the penalty box for all the goals, and I really didn't do a whole lot out there. But tonight, you know, it was so exciting, especially when you're down 3. Miracle on Manchester, we were ahead, and, you know, and they come back and tied us. But this year, when you're down 3 and win 3 in a row in front of such great fans like we have here, you know, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, they were loud tonight. Bernie, congratulations.
Thanks, Nick.
Bernie Nichols, our post-game player of the game, 2 goals and 2 assists.
And did it here at the Great Western Forum in the finale tonight by a score of 6-3. Smythe Division, a semifinal will not reveal too much. Edmonton outshot the Kings tonight 34-30, but of course the Kings had a goaltender, Kelly Rudy, who was making the big saves this evening. Face-offs were even just about, penalties just about even, and again, not a real big factor, with the exception of the Kings were able to come through on their power play once again, as they had throughout this entire series with 3 out of 6 on the power play. And so the Los Angeles Kings will be riding a wave of determination on Tuesday night when the Kings open the Smythe Division Final at the Olympic Saddle Dome in Calgary when they meet the Flames. Prime Tickets coverage begins at 6 p.m. with Kings Corner, Game 1 of the Smythe Division Final, Tuesday night exclusively on Prime Ticket. And now for my cablecast partners, Bob Miller and Nick Nixon, I'm Rich Marotta saying good night from the Great Western Forum. We will see you in Calgary Tuesday night, but now let's look back on
People are excited about it, and as I told the players, as I said to the players after the game, it's just one small step, and not to get too emotionally excited and realize we've just won one round. We haven't won anything, and yet it's a gigantic step for our organization.
Our fans, you know, have just been great to us, and the whole city's been supportive of us. Magic sent the guys a whole bunch of balloons here tonight, wishing us the best of luck, and it's, you know, you hear all the guys in town talking about it, and it's great. It's great to be in here.
He's a great player, and he's going to continue to be great. As long as he wants to play hockey, he's going to be the best player in the world.
It was a night like no other at the Forum, a night when the Stars came out for a hockey game. Chris Myers reports.
The fabulous Forum took on a Laker-like atmosphere. These fans were here for playoff hockey, not hoops. The Kings suddenly were fashionable.
I've been a season ticket holder for a few years, so but it's nice to have fever. There's never been really a fever here.
I'm just a neophyte to this, but it's fantastic. I bought season tickets.
Hey, this is great, man. This is a dream come true. I've been here for 10 years, and I've been waiting for this day. It's great.
It's unbelievable. You know, ever since this team got Wayne and the other guys on the team, I think this place has really put hockey on the map, and I'm really excited to be here in Game 7. I mean, it reminds me of the 7th game against the Mets and all the excitement that's going on.
I saw Tommy Lasorda today, and he said, now don't let us down. He said, don't let us down. We've done it. The Lakers have done it. Don't blow it. So we're here not to blow it.
The Kings finished 14th overall in the NHL last season. Then they went out and got Wayne Gretzky. And the team they got Gretzky from was the team they were trying to keep the Stanley Cup from on Saturday night. Edmonton, champs 4 out of the last 5 years, were forced for the first time ever in the playoffs to play Game 7 away from home.
That took its toll on the Oilers, as did Wayne Gretzky. He opened the scoring in the Kings eliminator and then closed the scoring with his 85th career playoff goal.
If you win, it's a hockey city. If you don't win, it's not a hockey city.
To win, I think everybody had to play well, but you know, Wayne's been there for 4 Stanley Cups. He's done it all, and you know, he shows great leadership, and you know, guys seeing him go to work like he does, it gets the best out of all of us.
People are excited about it, and as I told the players, as I said to the players after the game, it's just one small step, and not to get too emotionally excited and realize we've just won one round. We haven't won anything, and yet it's a gigantic step for our organization.
Gretzky said it was difficult beating his former teammates, and although good friends remain in Edmonton, he's the major force behind a possible shift of the cup towards Los Angeles.
Well, if anybody thought for a moment when he was sold in Los Angeles last summer that he wasn't going to make a difference for here, they must have been smoking dope. He's the greatest hockey player in the world, and he's going to stay like that as long as he plays.
The Kings are only the 6th team in NHL playoff history to be down 3-1 and come back to win. They advance and take on Calgary next, starting on Tuesday. From Los Angeles, Chris Myers, ESPN.